One, and we are live. What's going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday.
Howdy.
I don't think, oh, chat is working. It took a second. Happy Wednesday, the last Wednesday of the month, the 30th here. Welcome to I think this is part 6 now of the VZBot build series. Is that right, Steve? Are we on
We are on
It's gotta
part
be.
6, yeah.
It's wild. It feels
part 6.
it feels like we've gone on quite a journey together, but it also feels like it's gone by pretty quick.
It's gone
you know?
so quick.
It's because it's
gone
been
so quick, and
VZ
it's just like
stream,
rapid
VZ
fire.
Yeah. So last week, what did we do last week? Or not even last week, Sunday. Sunday we started mounting a lot of the electronics, and we installed the bed, and we needed to print out a few things. I think you reprinted, what did you reprint?
I don't think I reprinted anything. I fixed the exhaust by putting some foam tape around it.
You reprinted
I did reprint. I reprinted
yeah.
the controller mount.
Yeah, that's right.
And the DIN clips. I repurposed some Voron DIN clips.
Yeah, I printed out the new fan cover for the 5160s because the one that came in mine was too short. I also printed out all new DIN mounts because I used the one Steve sent me from the 0G team, and it was for larger Wagos. So I got that, and then I also printed out a. This is just the Voron. I think I got it from the 2.4 repository, the standard Raspberry Pi mount. So I got that. Let me one sec. I saw
you got a few things to catch up on.
PF, thank you very much, PF, for the 10 gifted memberships. Phil, also congratulations. Phil just said he's in the hospital. He just had birth of a child was born. His child was born just, I think, a little bit ago. So massive congratulations, Phil. Phil Morris. I'm almost positive a little bit earlier when.
Oh, nice.
So congratulations. Congrats. Thank you for tuning in from the hospital. Bill, welcome. Thank you for becoming a member. I think Simon was here too. Voron parts on a VZ. I know.
Yes.
Let's see. Oh wow, I was watching an older video of yours back when your beard was the length of ModPod Army's build. I trimmed mine down a little bit. Yeah. I also remember when you had a much shorter beard, man.
Last November I pretty much stopped trimming it down. So.
Yeah.
And it's been several inches have been cut off since then.
During winter, I usually try to let it go a little bit more, and I never know how to take care of it. So I was watching videos about like how you want to trim it downward so it stays like narrow shape of face versus outward. Yeah, I just after a while I just kind of usually get tired of taking care of it. Yeah, exactly. Just kind of start over. I did remember to change the latency, so it should be a bit better today. It only took me 6, or I guess 3 on my part, but 3 streams to get it right. And I'm trying to think, what else today? Oh, let's start off by saying thank you to Mellow and Print3d for providing, Print3d Shop, for providing the kits for this build. They sent the Mellow kits to Steve and I, so that way we can do this series and make it possible. So if you do watch this and are interested in picking up one for yourself, links both to Mellow, their AliExpress shop, or Print3d if you're in the United States are in the description below. And we will be doing the Polymaker giveaway like we usually do at the hour-and-a-half mark. We'll open it up. I don't sound very confident, but it is at the hour-and-a-half mark that we'll go ahead and do that.
Nice.
So, yeah, is there anything, Steve, is there anything I'm forgetting before we start going?
No, I haven't heard any comments on sound, so I'm guessing that we sound okay.
Yeah, if anything sounds off, let us know. But I think we've mastered, I think we've kind of mastered the right channels when it comes to making the audio sound good. So I shouldn't sound like I'm snorkeling, and Steve doesn't sound like he's in I don't know, some kind of a recycling facility. So
we are actually crimping today.
Yes.
Even though I forgot to wear the shirt again.
Yep. Last week was a psych. It was we said we were going to. Yeah. Also, sorry we were a couple minutes late. I was inhaling a bagel and I lost track of time. So, anyways, I think maybe I'll pull the printer up here, show where we're at from last week, and then
do the same.
Kind of talk about what our strategy is when it comes to wiring. Because wiring, when it comes to, maybe careful when I'm lifting this, I forget that it is heavier than it looks.
Yeah, there's some heft.
It's definitely a yeah. I'm going to, let me see, switch over to the front, or actually let me switch over to the side. So this is, Shammy, thank you very much for the 20 memberships. It's crazy. Thank you, Shammy. Happy today's Wednesday. Yeah, it's been a great days today. So this is where we left off on the back last week. And when it comes to, I have it on, I do have it on autofocus. So let's turn you to manual so it doesn't try to focus on all the wrong things. So when we go back over to, I'm gonna show the documentation. Did you paste documentation today, Steve, or no?
I have documentation up. Do you want me to paste it? I can.
I've got it here. If you already did, I wasn't going to redo it, but I'm pasting it in chat if anybody wants to take a look at this or follow along. Also, regarding the memberships, I wanted to say that I am going to be creating a custom badge for the 1.5 and the 2-year mark. So I didn't forget. It was talked about last week. It was never a thing because we hadn't had memberships that long, and now it is a thing, and I need to get on that. So I'm planning on doing that, and I'm also planning on getting a new emoji made, which is going to be pretty funny. I think everyone's really going to like it. Pi, thank you very much for the 10 gifted memberships. Cheers. Pi also saved my butt. He's local to me, and he hooked me up with some of these small.
Nice.
Yeah, small. What can I think of what they're JST?
Is it the JST PH or
PHs?
XH?
Yeah. Yep.
PH.
I needed these
Nice.
the other day, and it was a lifesaver because I apparently only have the standard JSTs. Anyway, so what I wanted to touch on was that we're sort of at the point now where the guide kind of leaves off. So last week we went through much of this, which is sort of the controller board. We put in the fuses, we put in the MOSFETs for the fans. What else did we do? We did a couple other things. 5160s went in place, all the jumpers, that's right. The jumpers we did, SPI, and the correct order based off the instructions. But when it comes to actually wiring all of the things together, like from a power standpoint, you're kind of like, this is really it. Is like this and the wiring schematic. There's small pieces of additional info like for each section, but the general route you take for wiring is a little bit of a choose your own adventure, right? I mean, Steve, that's kind of what we've determined from.
Yeah, it's really the particular layout is going to depend on your setup, the parts you're choosing. This is possible to wire up without any additional components like the Wagos or a power distribution block, that kind of thing. We're using Wagos. That's just the decision we made, mostly because I had enough on hand and you had most of what you needed on hand.
Yep, and I like them. I've got experience with them. You've got experience with them. They work well. Vez, the Mellow Super 8 did come with JST connectors. Sorry, it was for a completely separate board that needed the JST PHs. So yeah, we've got tons of, at least for the Super 8. MakeRS, thank you for 12 months. Cheers. Nice 3D, 15. So I've really got to get on that 16, or no, really got to get on the next badge though. Yeah, so I think we just decided, for the sake of easy, like, also Wagos are nice if you want to move things around. If you need to switch things out later on, it's really simple to just flip the lever on them and move things around. So yes, so there's that. And then trying to think about order to explain things, Steve.
We've got we've come up, we did a little bit of prep, right?
Yep.
Kind of trying to get a general idea of our wiring paths and layout. So I think what we're going to start with is the AC wiring. Get all the AC wiring in place, and then use our multimeter, confirm the power supplies are both working, that everything's working. And then we'll move on to the DC power portions, and then start wiring in components. So steppers, end stops. I don't think we'll get to tool head. We'll probably leave the tool head umbilical wiring its own thing, and that'll probably happen on Sunday. Yep. So.
Yeah, that sounds great. I know that, so for starting off with, are we wanting to just place the Wagos where they're going to go roughly on the DIN rails?
Yeah, and this is just kind of based on our thoughts of the general way that it's going to be routed. We also have the kit came with those the wire trays. So we'll utilize a couple of those. It came with quite a few.
3 big ones, I think. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, 4. It looks like.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. We'll end up using a couple of them, I think, and maybe bits in other places. It depends.
Yep, I got you a full screen if you want to show off the yeah.
Yeah.
So
these have a top, and they do clip on and clip off from the top pretty easily. So these are fairly large.
They're
a
huge.
little bigger than if you're used to like an LDO kit or something. Those are a little shallower. These have a ton of room in them. So it will be nice.
It's slightly overkill, I think, for what we'll need to run through them. But you're not like, you won't be. There's been a few times where I've gotten sections, even in an LDO kit, where I'm running a bunch of stuff and it gets a little bit tight. That is absolutely not going to happen with these. Like there should be plenty of space for all wires.
Probably here and talk a little bit. I think we're going to put one along the bottom, and this is kind of the same way that the recommendation, some of the documentation we've seen. One along the bottom. The only thing that's in the way is there's a panel screw here that I'll probably just notch the center of this. So it still sits flush on the bottom, and then probably one across above the AC stuff. So we'll have almost exclusively high voltage wire going through the bottom. Well, I think it will be exclusively high voltage stuff going through the bottom cable tray, and then other low voltage things, stepper wires and 24 volt and 48 volt power will go through the middle one. Where we put any others through here, it'll kind of come about organically, I think.
PB is saying that the docs is an overview of how you can place those trays, but isn't that like with the split DIN rail, like it's just a different setup? If I remember the picture we saw, I don't really know where that picture
There's lots,
is.
even if you look at here, even if you look at the back of the, on the CAD, it's modeled, it's nicely modeled in the CAD, various places for the trays. I think
the way we're gonna do this will be fine.
I think the way we're gonna do it, we're gonna minimize the number of trays we need, because I don't think there's gonna be a lot of wires going. And especially if you look at like this one on the side here, there's no way you can get to the terminal blocks there with this in place. There's a few things that are kind of iffy on where they're placed here that I think are a little unrealistic. So we'll just kind of figure it out as we go.
Every time I cut those trays too, I do an absolute awful job. So I'd like to keep,
they are hard.
They just cut like hell, dude. No matter what I use, they just
they're
don't
offset.
cut well.
So
so
you can't cut the slots across. Here are offset to each side, so you can't just go straight through and have a nice even cut. You're going to be cutting off one of them. You can kind of see on the end here how they're offset.
Yep. So I'm going to start just really quickly by placing these Wagos. These ones are labeled. Are these Voron ones, or what are these from, Steve?
These are based on a Voron design. I'm pretty sure Kyalisa actually modeled these.
Okay. Yeah, so this one says ground, but it's going to be for Earth. This one, or I guess it is going to be ground. This is going to be neutral. So AC wiring is going right here.
Sure.
Let me go down there. And then this one is live.
Yeah.
So, and then we're doing 24, so 48 volts. Let's see, we got 48 and ground, which is going to be
so 48 volts
the 48
up there.
Side.
Huh?
It's staying on the 48 volt side, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So it's
and Vez has a good point in chat here. It says, do it your way. It's your VZBot, and that's what's nice about it. Everyone does it differently. I think that a lot of some point with this Mellow Kit is there are a lot of areas where it is left up to the builder. There's drawbacks, there's pluses and minuses to that approach. You're catering a little more to the folks that kind of have more of an idea of what they're doing. And then you're going to have a little more, probably a little more questions from folks that don't. Why doesn't this include this thing? Why doesn't this have the holes drilled here? Well, your controller that you decide to use or your wire management may dictate a slightly different location for something.
There's not, I'm just looking right now, with these mounts, we're gonna need a pretty decent gap to be able to open the levers on the Wagos, right? When we're first inserting them in, like they can't be
Yeah, and they
butted up against each other.
slide.
Okay.
So my thought is I'm gonna slide them, put wires in, and then slide them back together.
Yeah, that's what I'll probably end up doing. So I'm looking right now, and like they slide, but they don't slide. Like they take a little shimmy back and forth.
Shimmy shake.
Shimmy shake. Okay, so when it comes to wiring, I think the first thing we probably should do is start by doing the switch, right? Get AC in. And this we wanted to, I know, talk briefly about.
Yes.
Do you want to speak on it, or do you want me to speak on it?
I'll talk about our wiring choice.
Yeah.
Maybe.
There you go.
The kit. So let's talk about what the kit comes with.
Yep.
The kit comes with a bunch of wires. And where are we at? Let me change. Let me change here. So the kit comes with some pre-crimped pieces. They have terminals or spade connectors and stuff on the end that I'm guessing there's no real documentation saying where they go, but I'm guessing this stuff is for the AC wiring. The problem I have with it is the wire colors. The wire colors are appropriate to an older standard, but it is tough when you're dealing with something like a printer where you have DC wiring and AC wiring that you need to access and you need to work on over time. I don't think it's a smart idea to mix red in with your AC wires, at least this bright red. I know that magenta color in the newer European or other region wire standard is at least distinguishable from the bright red that you would normally use for your DC wiring. The other wires the kit came with are these blue and red, just 18, I don't know what gauge, I think 18 and maybe 20 gauge wires. So yeah, I don't think it came with great wiring for us to use for the AC. So both of us have grabbed basically a power cord and pulled the wiring out of that. And that's what we're gonna use for our AC side. So we're gonna use the US standard white, black, and green for
what Pi said.
Our AC side of the wiring. And then we're gonna use the blue and red stuff that the kit came with for the DC side of the wiring.
Steve, take a moment. I know it's a serious conversation, but take a moment to acknowledge Simon's comment.
What did,
if you didn't see it.
Steve's got a nice haircut. Is that the one? Thanks, Simon.
Yeah, dude. Because we were talking about this like a week and a half ago, or like last stream when I got a haircut, and Steve was like, "Nobody noticed my haircut." So this is important stuff here. So Steve was the one that really brought that to my attention. I haven't. Most of the switches that I've used, almost all of them have already come just pre-wired, and either like I think you said LDO uses European standard, right?
I don't know if European standard is the right. I don't want to assume that's correct, but that's kind of in the US. It's basically white, black, and green. Outside the US, it looks like there's an older standard and a newer standard. The older standard is red and black and yellow. Is that right? The newer standard is that magenta, the blue or cyan, and yellow with a green stripe.
Gotcha. Yeah, I pulled up for fun just right now to see all the different countries' AC wiring. So it does look like a few have multiple variants, possibly, at least for live.
But the key point is we're distinguishing between AC wiring and DC wiring. And someone mentioned, Phil's mentioning about the need. Yeah, we're very aware of the need to tie the grounds on the power supplies, and that'll definitely get covered while we're doing this wiring.
Yeah, Steve mentioned that to me, so I didn't actually know about that, but Steve is on the, what's the saying? Like you're on the point?
On the ball?
On the ball, that's the one. So for right now, all I'm planning on doing, and also Steve, I have, so like for spade connectors and fork connectors, I bought a kit a long time ago off Amazon, but it was for automotive, and so they're huge. So Steve recommended these ones, and they seem like they're perfect for what we're going to be doing. So I think my game plan is I'm not even going to cut the wires down to length, Steve. I'm just going to strip one end, put the connectors on, and yeah, so that way we can basically put this in place and see how much we need to put for the ferrules for the Wagos. So I am just going.
So we are messing with high voltage, the high voltage portion of the system right now. Just we are going to do our best to convey a proper way of doing it. But for anyone, for your own region, for your own safety, for your own skill level, make sure that you are comfortable with what you're doing. If not, seek help, right?
Yep. And I never do wiring on stream because of just I don't like doing wiring on stream. So the only reason why we're doing it is because I've got Sensei Steve here, and and he's gonna make sure that everything is you know you've done most all the wiring on stream. So I think you're. Yeah, and just from talking with you, I'm like, yeah, I'm in good hands with Steve here. It'll keep me from squirreling off and just doing things that I shouldn't be. So so I'm going to start by just basically stripping the ends of these wires. Let's see.
So Vez is talking about the fuse in the AC. I did reach out to Mellow when I heard about that, Vez. They said that our kit should come with the update. But I'm double checking right now. It says it should come with a 10 amp fuse and not a 5 amp fuse. Let's see if they told me correctly. Oh, that's actually I have to bring out the readers. Yeah, it has a 10 amp fuse, Vez.
These wires, I like to make them usually really long. Let's see. Nope.
Okay.
There we go.
So what we're doing right now, what you're doing right now is you're crimping a spade terminal or whatever the female side of the spade terminal onto the 3 main wires that are going into the power inlet, right?
Yeah, I guess I'll have to cut one of them since we need live jumping from. Like from where it's at, but I'm at least gonna start with this. No sparky live stream like the good old days. Nope, I showed Nap in the I showed Steve that stream too. I was like, this is why, Steve, we don't do high voltage stuff. But yeah, I've got for this I'm using these guys. I picked these up a long time ago, and they have been pretty awesome. They're iWis HS30Js. What are your crimpers for this, Steve?
I bought these based on the Voron sourcing guide, the extra. They're off of Amazon. They're a Titan brand. I'm a big fan of iWis stuff, or iCrimp as they're known to now. If I was buying them again, I'd probably try what you have, but these work fine. These are a good crimper, these Titans. They're in the Voron extra parts portion of the sourcing guide.
Yeah, I didn't know that iWis was even a good brand when I got these, but I know that the couple that you've recommended for me to get have been iWis, like the PA09 replacements.
And then, of course, with especially these crimps, do a little tug test. I mean, not too many ugga-duggas pulling on that, because that's okay, but just it's got to be firm.
Yeah. If you want to check a 24 volt needed for working, you can lick the wire tips, right? No, PB. Yeah, these I really don't mind doing because they're much simpler than some of the, like the microfit on the V0 just about killed me on the first for the umbilical mod the first time. I just didn't know what the heck I was doing.
So we're just going to go through and crimp these for the power outlet, and then we'll show a little close up of the wiring. Now we're going with the outlet, the power outlet. If you want to give me, I guess, the focus. The power outlet these came with is slightly different than some we've seen. A lot, and it's really in the switch area. This has a 3-terminal switch. A lot of them that we're seeing coming with kits and whatever have 4, and then you're switching both neutral and live on those You just jump both of them over and then out from the switch to your printer. This is an illuminated switch, and there is a wiring configuration you can do on these to enable the light. We're not going to do that. We're going to do the simple and easy wiring, where we're going to the bar here going to this terminal is the live side of the inlet. We're going to jump the live to the switch and then out from the switch to the printer. And then we're just going to be switching live. Neutral will go straight to the neutral side over here.
Yep.
And you can take it back.
Okay. And for live, we're jumping to center on the switch, right? And it's the top one that we is going towards the Wago? Out of the switch?
The silver side. It's the middle and
the center one's what I'm...
It's the middle and the outside one on the silver end. Were you going to take the screen back?
Yep. There we go.
Hey, John.
So this is how, hopefully you can see that. It's kind of dark. But yeah, so we've got Earth, we've got neutral, and then we've got live. And then you mentioned, or basically, that this one down here is the one that we've seen. You can sort of piggyback off of another to get the illumination of the switch. Yeah, but the exact specifics of it that we've seen are sort of all over the place. Like, there was one example where somebody was running it with live jump there, and there was another example where somebody was running it with neutral there. So we know that the switch is going to work for the sake of powering the printer, but we're just not screwing with the light inside of the switch. So
I couldn't find a good data sheet that actually shows a good wiring, and I wasn't confident in it. So we're going to go with the method we can be confident in. Does this have an inline fuse? Yes, there's a fuse on the live side in the power inlet.
Okay, so this is jumping to the center.
Yep.
Go. It's nice and tight.
And we've got...
Yeah, these are
go ahead.
Nice. The ones that you recommended are great, because the ones that I've been using previously, I think they're slightly larger width than these, and they just don't bite down as hard as I would like. There's the
quarter-inch ones, and then these are the 3/16 or whatever.
Yeah. Shane says, I very much appreciate the cautious approach. If you're not sure, don't do it. Yeah, I mean, me and Steve chatted like we've been doing for all the streams, and it's just like, for electrical stuff, if there's something that we're not certain of, we certainly don't want to be showing it on stream. And because of the fact that that was a little bit question mark, we didn't even really want to entertain the idea.
Vez is saying, I switched the hot wire and not the neutral. We are switching the hot wire. Live or hot. The terminology is interchangeable there.
Also, in our quest to find the answer about the light or whatever in the switch, we found some very janky wiring.
You know,
some very
something that Bill says there kind of brings up a point. It might be PB and Vez. It might be a good suggestion to suggest to Mellow that they include the 2-pole double pole whatever switches on these, so folks can switch both neutral and hot or live instead of having to pick one with this switch. I think
the 330 kit came with that.
Yeah.
So Mellow must have them. I don't know if they just sourced differently for the 235 or not, but yeah, most all of the ones that we saw have a switch for both neutral and for live.
Yeah. Might be a good idea since this is what seems to have come with the 235 kits, and we looked at Adam's videos, kind of trying to double check our work here before coming on live, and his came with the 3-pole or the 3 conductor switch as well.
Okay, so this should be good. I'm trying to see. I don't know why I have a bright light on this, but it doesn't look very clear.
What are we gonna do?
But yeah, I'm just showing the final thing like clearly. So live is being jumped to the center leg, and then the leg that is on the switch that's going out is the one of them is like a brassy color that stands out quite different than the other two. And so that one, nothing's happening with, and it's the other side that's going to be running to the Wago.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna run this through the printed part here, and then get kind of a wire or length of wires going to the Wagos.
Okay.
This probably uses the, what do we have? We have some self-tappers in here. Yeah, probably these 2.5 by 6 self-tappers. Is that what they expect us to use for the inlet?
I don't think it. Oh, are you gonna check the CAD?
The CAD doesn't have the fasteners.
I don't know that it'll show in the wiring either. I don't think there's an image of them.
I don't know if we're expected to self-tap some M3s or use these plastic threads. These, I mean, this works. The M2.5 or M2.6 by 6s that were included seem to work.
Okay.
At least holds it in place.
Self-tap. By 8s?
By 6. It's the 2.5 by 6. I don't know. Oh, I mislabeled that. If you use my labels, I misidentified it.
Yeah, I did use your labels. I'm looking at this and I'm like, I think
it's in the second. It's in the second.
Yep.
Second one on the top.
Yeah, I just when you sent over the photo of your labeling, I'm like, that's it. That's how we're doing it. I didn't even question it. Okay, so this is just going.
I think some M3 flatheads would probably thread in there as well.
Mine does not. Yeah.
Maybe try some M3 flatheads. If you have any, you might have to grab those from your own stock if you have anything, because I don't see anything that was included.
M340 flatheads are way too big. Let's see, do I have anything? Yeah, I think the reason why yours are working, that part was printed from your Easy VZ,
yeah,
wasn't
a little
it?
over extruded.
That's why. Yep. Let's see, button head, M3 by 6 flatheads. Yay!
There you go. That'll work.
Yeah.
I don't know what are these M2.5 by 6s used for, Simon?
Falling in the house. Hey, what's up? What's up, Ramon? Hey, Matthew. Let me see, where is the right driver? There we go.
So do we want to?
These are too big too, dude.
They're too big. They won't self-thread.
Yeah.
Not even with a few extra ugga-duggas.
I mean, I'm sorry. The opposite of that. They're too small. M3
is too small.
M3 is dropping right into these bad boys, dude. Yep.
How is that?
I don't know.
These 2.5s actually threaded in and held for me. But you're saying those are going right through.
Should I? No, heat inserts are.
Oh, CPAP controller. Got it. That makes sense, Fez. Thank you. That means I'm going to swap these out, but I'll leave them now.
I could use nuts. I can do nuts all the way through, like M3 with M3 nuts on the backside.
You could.
That's what I'll probably end up doing then. Let's see, what size do I need? M3. M3.
Hey, Zarp.
Yeah, these seem to be pretty damn long.
That's weird that there's that much difference there. Maybe they were different parts. Maybe they got them from different places.
Yeah.
I think before I actually cut these wires, I'm going to work on putting this wire channel on the bottom.
Okay. You're just going to VHB it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Mine's gonna look a little bit janky because I don't have long M3 screws that are like flathead, so they're socket head. But It's fine, I think. Yeah, I think it's fine. I'll be okay with it. I won't lose sleep. Let's see.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna cut this shorter. Cut it to about here, I think.
I can't believe that yours are 1/2 mil.
It's a little
smaller.
odd.
Yeah, yet they are nice and snug. Well, my M3s are.
Yeah.
They don't even touch the walls. It's wild.
Hi, and thank you for turning. Oh, the Charlie sticker. Awesome. Hey, Sean, say hi to Laura for me too. Laura did a nice little drawing, a little color drawing sketch, and then digitally edited drawing of Charlie. That's pretty neat. If you're on my Discord, then you can find it there. Okay, I'm trimming down this little. I'm just using some side cutters to trim down the wire channel.
Okay.
I'm cutting about 1 inch off of it.
Okay.
It's just my.
I can't tag Steve, but ask if he's done with his shroud for the mains input wire cover.
What's that?
It's for
Tag
you.
Steve, but ask if he's done with his shroud. Why can't you tag me? Different Steve or?
I don't know. That's weird. You should be taggable.
Yeah, should be. I'm in the chat. I'm watching the chat. That's how I'm able to interact.
Okay, I'm gonna really quickly remove my Legos on the bottom so that way I can get this M3 driver that you got me in and tighten up that M3 nut in the back.
It's in the main channel, John. It's in the general chat. And if you scroll up to, I think it was yesterday.
Okay, that should do.
He restarted and not typed in the chat. Oh, I can. Here, let me type in chat. There we go. That's me.
And you're saying you're taking one of those and you're cutting off roughly 1 inch.
There we go. So here's what I did.
Because
just being me. Or do you want to give me?
Yep.
Gimme. So basically, what I did is I held the channel up to the bottom and kind of looking. This screw head in the bottom is kind of in the way. So I found the way this is oriented is there's short slots and long slots. So I just picked the one in the middle, and then this side was uncut. So then I just went to the same spot over here and cut it short, and that ended up being about 1 inch. And then this gives me a center reference point. So now I can just kind of whittle away a little spot for that screw head to go. And then I'll be able to get to that screw head from inside the channel if I need to.
Why wouldn't we just take that screw out and put it through the channel into where it needs to go?
Because it's going to put it underneath the bottom. If you did that, it'll put it under flush, I think, with the bottom of the printer.
It's pretty close.
It is. I agree. It's really close, but I also didn't want to, I just wanted this to hold metal to metal.
Okay. So you cut off from the edge. The reason why you cut off from the side was because now that we've got the wires coming out the back for the AC plug, you just need a little bit thinner, a little bit narrower.
Yeah, yeah. I felt it would be a little easier to manage if it was a little narrower.
And you're saying you just use flush cutters?
Yeah, I just use these. So now I'm just going to get in here and just kind of whittle away a spot for the. Okay. And then I can clean this up a little bit.
Okay, I cut off. I guess like it also the ends, if they look like crap, you can't really see them once it's all put together, right? Like,
Yeah.
once you got the cover on, as long as the cover doesn't get screwed up, which, did you cut the cover with the flush cutters as well?
I did.
The top piece?
I did.
Okay.
Did it all. I can kind of clean this up with an X-Acto knife and hog it out a little larger. Now I've got a spot for that screw head to go in. Now, I mean, I get the idea of just using the screw head to hold the thing on, but at this point, I'm just going to put it right like that.
I'm going to need to see your cutout mark in a sec here because I'm focused on cutting off my lid.
Did that.
Or cutting off the... oh, okay.
I just went to one side.
So,
Nappin, I believe one of those might be on my GitHub or on the Voron users GitHub, but if you message me, I can get it to you. Talking about a little AC wire, the outlet finger protector, basically.
oh yeah, the covers.
Yeah.
Like for the power supply.
Well, no, it's for
no.
the inlet. The same thing we were just working on. It just
Oh,
keeps your finger away from spots where you can actually complete a circuit there.
Shock yourself.
You can get shocked.
Okay, so I'm going to place this, and then you're saying you roughly centered it, and then you look at. So mine, I feel like, go figure, mine doesn't align as centered. Yeah, mine definitely does not have a hole centered like yours does.
It doesn't?
Like it puts it, no, if I'm trying to center this, it's basically dead center in between two, watch, I'll show you, let's see.
You're back.
Yep. Sucks I don't have lights on this side of the room, and if I go the other side of the room, it's real awkward, but, yeah, so coming down low, if I center, so it's here, and if I center this, which is roughly here, it like puts it in between this guy and this guy. I think you got lucky, or like you just picked one.
I picked
that
one.
Happened to have.
I picked one, and then I cut the length to match.
Gotcha. Well, let me see if I've got another one then, right? We've got extras, is what we've said, that we won't be needing. So,
yeah.
Let's see, this one, yeah, this one will do. I can get it right there. So if I cut off this side, roughly, maybe like somewhere over here. Okay.
Whoa.
What? What happened?
Hold on. If you're saying something, I can't hear it. My AirPods went funky. So let me fix it.
Steve. I feel like Steve cut his cleaner than mine.
Okay, are you there?
I am here.
Okay. For some reason, this is twice now it's happened, in several streams though.
Where it just cuts out?
It goes staticky. And it's just I think it's just on my end. I don't think anyone else can hear it.
Yeah.
There is do you have an ability to check Discord, Daniel?
Yeah.
Check the VZBot thread.
Ours?
Yeah. When you get a chance. When you get a chance.
Like just check it myself or check it on screen?
No, check it yourself. Check it yourself.
Okay.
What's the name of the Wago mounts again? I'll have to check to see if Kyle has published those. If they haven't, I'll see if they will.
Okay, let's see if I can get this to the center. That's definitely better.
Better?
Definitely better.
Okay.
Yeah, and so you said you basically just took one side of it and sort of pocketed it out the hole. Just widen it up.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
My grandfather worked with Thomas Edison. Grandfather taught me the electronic basics. Stream reminded me of my apprentice days with Grandpa. Awesome. That is pretty interesting.
Awesome. That is super cool.
I'm gonna clean the back of this channel and the aluminum with some IPA to make sure the VHB sticks well.
I'm happy with this. I think I'm happy with this, Steve. Take a look. Let me see. Like, does this pass the Steve sniff test?
I'm sure it does.
Basically, I didn't go quite as far, but like it at least gives it where it clears the 3mm panel on the bottom, and it gives me a little bit of space with the SSR if I need to be able to move it. So I think that's a pretty good.
Honestly, the biggest point on this is just for it to be centered, or level and center, and you're good.
Yeah.
This stuff is so brittle, and being able to cutting it well is really tough. And
yeah, I've completely like so. We'd mentioned that like the LVO kits come with smaller ones, and it's nice for being smaller. But the downside is that the flush cutters can really quickly do damage to them. Well, this I felt like
this seemed a little
sturdier.
Took a little
bit more. Yeah, it took a little bit more ugga, as you say, or
ugga duggas.
I think it's ugga duggas. That's the one. Put up a little bit more of a fight. So yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing then. Basically, just gonna take a little bit of IPA to get rid of the tons of fingerprints and oils that I've got up here.
I don't know if you can see on my little side. I just stitched a few pieces. You don't need to put VHB across the whole thing.
Oh, really?
You see that?
Well, yeah, no, I like that. I always run pretty much edge to edge. So so far this stream, you've saved me VHB from not getting wasted, and you've let me know that on the ratcheting. So anytime I'm like checking out my ratcheting crimpers of any of them, and I've started to tighten them, I usually just full commit, even if that means I'm wasting the connector. And Steve was like, you could just take a little thing and press the lever and it loosens it. And I'm like, Steve, if you told me that like 2 years ago, you could have saved the life of like 30 pins, dude.
There's a lever in here on almost all of these ratcheting crimpers or whatever.
Yeah.
You hit that and it pops open. And,
whenever
and
it
if you
starts
can't
going,
get to it, you use a screwdriver or something and pop it open.
I've got really wide VHB tape. Actually, it's like I think it's perfect for this.
Hey, Dr. Dave.
Never use the entire lot of VHB. It will never come up. Yeah, it's fair. I recently removed. You'll actually see it in a video soon. I had to remove an old board that I had used quite a bit of VHB to keep it on, and let's just say the VHB is still there. Like the remnants, the story lives on even after I pulled it off. So yeah, I mean VHB was something I'd never even heard of prior to V0, and now I'm like, I feel like I VHB all sorts of things. I'm like, I can VHB that. Even things maybe I shouldn't. All right, so I'll just do 4 then. I think that's what you roughly went with, you said.
Yeah.
Let's do 1 here.
Yeah. I just got my wire tray on.
Nice. What do you use to peel the VHB?
Tweezers.
Okay, cool.
Usually my fingernails, it depends on how long it's been since I've trimmed them.
Dude, one of my, like, when I'm nervous, I chew on my nails still, dude, even at 30 years, man. So, yeah, I'm tweezers every time is what I... But before I discovered tweezers, I used my nails, and that was awful, dude. Like, it does not come off without a bit of a fight. Let's see. I'm gonna press them down a little bit harder. I used to use VHB to stick receivers on RC cars.
Oh yeah.
An RC car that has 2 receiver cages on the chassis because I can't get it to remove. Oh man. Yeah, I used VHB tape to stick the cable, printed parts for the camera to the ceiling, and Steve was like, ooh, maybe use command strips. Those might not come off. And they came off the printed part, but now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 VHB strips on my walls that I'll have to remove before we move out of here. And whenever
Little paint patch up maybe.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I've got some. Yeah, you won't. I'll figure it out. Come on, VHB. There we go.
I think I'm just going to put the bottom one on right now, and then we'll finish up the AC wiring before I put the middle one on.
Yeah.
Goo Gone will remove VHB tape, but will it soak into the paint?
Okay, here we go. Getting low.
Centered and leveled.
Shit, I know. All right. Let's see. That is not. I think this bar is. All right, no, maybe it's user error. Let's see. It feels like this side is inked for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll do.
That'll do.
I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah. Oh
That'll
my God.
do, donkey.
The leg for the leg for one of the VZ. The leg is like very close to coming off. That would break my heart watching the VZ. I know. I think Nero had his like V0, right? And one of his when he moved the rat rig. But I mean, the V0 is smaller, but like the sheer weight of this and like it would do some damage to things. Okay. All right, we are in it. So, I think, man, I'm like tempted to move a light around so I can get a better shot of what's going on back here. Let me see if I can get creative. Maybe if I bounce the light off this wall. See, oops. Let's see if this makes it any better. Maybe? I think that. Let me know, chat, if that made it. I'm just trying to see if that helped.
It looks pretty good from my little view.
Okay. The lighting is going to be much less on me, but it should be bouncing off the wall, and like it looks a bit better to me. I would have put it wonky because I got a few Swedes. I got a few Swedes in the Viking section on foreign Discord. Would have been nuts. I had it's funny, the bagel I had before stream Neppen was bagels and lox and capers, and I wanted to eat it on stream, but it was like, no, like we usually don't start the food talk till later. Like it's too early to just do that. It looks good to me. Cool, thank you. Okay, so we decided then we were going to basically determine how far we want these wires to go. And I'm thinking I'd rather have a little bit more than a little bit less. So let's see.
Yeah, I've cut mine down.
Okay.
I'm running them down basically into the channel and then coming up through the slots into the Wago area.
Oh, you're not going straight in?
Yeah, I figured since the channel's right there, I'll get it a little cleaner. Be a little cleaner.
Okay.
Do you want a view? You want to see what I'm doing?
Yeah, I'm tucking mine now. That wasn't at all what I was gonna do. Yeah, I would like to see what. There you go.
So if you look here, I'm just taking them down into here, and then I cut these to slightly different lengths because I got live, neutral, ground. So this is going to come up through here and plug into the bottom one on each thing, and then any extra will just fit down here. I mean, these are definitely way longer than they need to be because I want the extra bit of wire just in case something needs to change. But we also talked about Wagos are very valid to just put the wires in like this, and that is a recommended way of connecting. So you strip off 11 millimeters of insulation and then twist your wire, and you can put it straight into the Wago and clamp it down, and that's fine. We're going to use ferrules, crimp-on ferrules, just to control long-term the wire fray. So the appropriate.
I just cut them all the same length. I'm gonna still go the same route you are. I'm just going a little bit longer, and I'm gonna tuck them in the channel. I didn't do like how you did a little bit shorter for live and all that. I've had quite a few experiences in the past where I've tried to make things look good by going shorter, and then later on I kick myself. And so I trust your measuring more than I trust my measuring.
I'm looking for my little ferrule box. It might be in the other garage. I might have to go grab it.
Okay.
So,
I'll take.
you take it back. I'm gonna put myself on mute, and I'll be right back.
Cool. Sounds good. All right, there we go. So they're roughly all the same length, I mean, give or take. Live's a little bit longer, which is funny because Live is the one I'm having closest. But let's strip off some wire. This will be my first time, I think, using ferrules with Wegos. I typically have always just gone, I'm pretty sure I've always just gone straight wire into the terminals. Never used ferrule. You're saying you've never used one, or you should never? I think they're meant to be without ferrule. Huh. Steve, is your mic off? Or are you still muted?
I'm good now.
It says, it's saying, multiple people are saying that we shouldn't go that route.
This should be fine.
Straight wire.
This should be fine.
I use bare wire, I use bare wire, I use bare wire.
It's a spring-loaded connection. The ferrules are a solid connection. It should be fine.
I use them if the wire is thinner, core to stop it from fraying.
Yeah.
Wegos are recommended for 11 millimeters of wire, bare length.
You shouldn't do this past a certain gauge because the ferrule won't fit in the Wego properly, but at these 18 gauge size, it fits in there all the way. So you'd want to make sure that it doesn't keep the wire from going completely into the ferrule, and anything over 18 gauge is probably not going to go all the way in, but we're using 18 gauge wire here.
I'm torn on it, Steve, because
I'm using
the
it.
amount of people. Are
Yeah.
you? Okay.
I'm okay with it.
Zombie, thank you for the banana. Nice, no ferrule, no Wego. On Wego, please.
Who's saying this?
Everybody. Like, let's see, I can go through. Let's see. You can, okay, Ghost says you can use with or without. These Wegos are designed to use both. Yeah. Aaron says it could be worse. You could tin them.
No, don't tin them.
Your site. They say. Oh, Napper says he checked the site and it says you can use it.
I forgot my ferrule crimper. I'll be right back.
All right. All right. I'm gonna use the smallest. Actually, let me see. I've never used them, but I have a bunch of ferrules, and if it's going to not be a problem, let me see. These guys are small. I agree, no ferrules. If you want to make sure it's square, crimp for max contact area. She's saying don't do it. Maybe the LDO kit, does the LDO kit not do it? I swore, maybe it does do it. I'm so torn, Steve.
This came up on my stream not too long ago. It's fine.
Ferrules is just more work. Yeah, they say they're not required, but it's fine to use them. I suspect people read that incorrectly.
As don't.
As don't.
Not required. It's still okay.
What is the diameter of the ferrule you're using? I'm curious.
Your kit should say, so pick the one that's 18 gauge.
Mine, I don't have the box.
Yours doesn't?
I put them all inside of a
The outer diameter, this is going to be kind of a guess, but the outer diameter is about 1.72 millimeters.
Okay, so that is bigger than what I'm using right now. 1.7, I got 1.95. I've got 1.7. Cool. What color?
These are red.
Why does it matter on these?
On this kit.
Yeah, mine are red too. Sick. not that they're even the same kit, but there's a chance, Steve. My butt's questioning life right now. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, again, I think that if it had just been me solo, I wouldn't have used them because I haven't used them previously. But Steve has done a lot more wiring than I have, and I also Yeah, I don't know. That's all I got. Got nothing else. And they're pretty. That's all. That's all. That's the only other thing I got. And they're pretty.
And these, I'm confirming this at the 18 gauge size, they seat completely into the Wago.
50% of electricians say it works 100% of
Yes.
the time. God, I love that. It's not the first time I've heard that, but it gets me every time. All right.
Okay. We're not dealing with super high currents here either. Do what you're comfortable with as far as talking to the audience, talking to you too.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it's gonna be. I don't really think it's gonna be a bad thing. Like, it's gonna be a solid connection regardless. I just don't know. Like, I don't know that it's any better than not doing it, but it looks
Cleaner.
pretty. And I guess if you have to, yeah, if you have to take it out or change it, then it won't fray the wire because it's, you know, crimped. So, and I have a ton of these I never get to use. So there's that as well.
Yeah,
okay, so you
Wagos also,
bottom,
Wagos are spring loaded. They also work for, like Sven said, solid wires. So.
Oh, you're saying yeah, like whatever they're.
Just solid core.
There you go.
Solid core instead of stranded.
It's a tight hold. I mean, I just closed it on there and I
you can't get it out.
It's not coming out. No. Then we got neutral, which is going to be white.
Nappin saying Wago themselves sell ferrules for the 221.
And then we've got.
I've never gone to that extent of looking for that. I just. So, but thank you for confirming that. That's a good thing.
Okay.
What are we seeing? Oh, that's me. I've got the. Let's go here.
Wait, I'm the main.
I know, but I was looking at my
I was
OBS
like,
view and
wait a
wondering
minute.
what I was
Gotcha.
looking at.
I was like, did I do something wrong? I'm deep in the feral, deep in the land of ferals. All right, there we go. I think that looks excellent. If you use ferals, please don't twist the strains. Wait, what? If you use oh,
it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Okay, so now that we've got these in place, we are just
now we
going
can wire
to
up the power supplies.
to the power supply.
Yep.
Okay. So using the same colored wires, we're gonna need more ferrules.
And then you'll need some fork terminals.
Yeah. Looks great. Cool. Thanks, Tuxedo. Don't read chat. Guess who said don't read chat?
Don't read chat.
Zombie or hedgehog. Yeah, out of all of all people. Yeah.
How to confuse Modbot 101.
Yeah. I mean, 99%. Not 99%.
When you use ferrules, you have to
but
crimp it while spinning in a circle, otherwise the connection will fail. So, spinning.
I've heard that. Yeah, it's funny because chat often will be like, oh man, like, you know, like, oh, you get so distracted, let's see how much you can get done. Yet, like, all chat tries to do is decide, like, derail me the entire time. And I'm like, dude, like, I can't, I'm not gonna, you know, it's like, that's why every stream usually I have like this goal. I'm like, we're gonna do this. I'm like, we got nothing done today, guys. Okay, so again, ferrules, let me just put these wires out of the way.
And just kind of lining up each wire to the power supply it's gonna go to. Now I'm pretty sure it's the narrow
Ferrules?
No,
I mean,
spade
forks?
or fork terminals that are correct for these power supplies. I'm double checking.
Pretty sure you're right because
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
I've
fits in there
tried
great.
the other ones.
Not necessary to use ferrules. It is not necessary. I didn't say anywhere that it was necessary to use ferrules. In fact, I started the conversation saying there's many ways that you can connect to these ferrules. We've decided to the Wagos. We decided to use ferrules.
If you like using ferrules, hit the like button. If you don't like using ferrules, also hit the like button. That way I know, you mean it.
Ah.
Oh, tripods. Hey, tripods, guess what? Hey, let me see.
I want to say again, we are not saying you have to use ferrules with these Wagas.
I got tripods on my mug.
Oh, hey.
A lot of people don't know this, but coffee actually tastes better if you drink it out of a tripod mug.
I need to get me one of those
proven, then. Yeah, it's a proven thing. Out of the couple of things I was able to smuggle home from Murph last year, that was one of them. All right.
How's Charlie doing? Charlie's being a little more on his own lately. He's not seeking us out as much. However, he's still eating, and he is still occasionally, just not quite as often, seeking out. So he still hangs out with us. We were watching TV the other day, and he was on my lap and on my son's lap. So, but he is having a somewhat rough time of it. It just, yeah.
Sorry, not laughing at you, Steve, at all. Reading Napin's comment.
What's up?
Napin said that I prefer to not use ferrules. I prefer when some of the wire strands are spread out to give people panic attacks. That's what I was chuckling at.
Hey, DeWitt, how are you doing?
How's your 500 V-Core build going? DeWitt, I feel like you said a while back you were upgrading it to like 3.1 or something like that. Sure to make all electrical connections with mild steel rivets to let's see. Don't you just love backseat builders?
It's okay. I mean,
yeah,
the discussion is good. Talking about it,
I've learned a lot from, yeah, I've actually learned a ton from chat during my builds. I'm like, yeah, that was dumb. Thank you guys. But it's, again, there's also, you know, a lot of ways to do the same thing. And a lot of them are, it's similar to, Steve was showing me CAD, well, not recently, but a while back, and I was curious to see his sort of way of attacking things because I've watched quite a few people design things in various CAD programs, and there's a lot of different ways to get to the same end result, or a lot of different ways to tackle the same problem, and to say one method's better than the other in a lot of instances is not, you can't really, you know, quantitatively state that. It's sort of just whatever floats your boat type thing. So
I want to acknowledge that I saw John's post about saving a mug for me at IRF. I will be at IRF, so I'll take you up on that, absolutely, and I thank you very much.
Scissors to cut wire, dude. These aren't just any scissors. These are fabric scissors I got off Amazon. These are not your average scissors, man. I use these for VHP.
Those aren't scissors. These are scissors.
Dude, these are super
you know what?
fancy.
These aren't scissors. These are shears.
Those are for sheep, dude. Look at the brand these are, man. These are. Can you see it? I don't think you can see it. Right? No. They're Singer scissors. I like that they're the company that makes them is called Singer.
These are crescent whisks.
Wait, are you using normal scissors to cut wires? These are not normal scissors.
I don't use these to cut wires.
You use your wire strippers?
I or my little diagonal cutters. Either one.
Oh. I don't touch my wife's scissors under penalty. Yeah, these are, I've actually got the nicest scissors in the house. Singer is a sewing device maker. Okay, yeah, that's because it came in a fabric, like a kit with, I bought them when I had to learn how to hem our curtains at our last place. I bought blackout curtains at like our first place we lived in, and they were ridiculously long, so I ordered a kit that came with those scissors, and they are amazing. The GPs, here's your proper wire cutters. Thank you, GP. Appreciate it. Think on wire cutters. I guess there probably are, what wire strippers do you use, Steve? Because I don't know, like these are okay, but I bought these prior to like doing any of things, and I don't know.
I have some that look exactly like that. What brand are they?
Okay. I wish.
That's funny.
Of course they're I wish.
The ones
That's
that I have
hilarious.
that look like that are Paladin.
Okay.
I bought some Engineer PA06 is what I've been using lately.
And they're good?
Yeah.
That's funny. I guess I did get some. I probably at the time, since I didn't really know brands for this stuff, just went with, you know, like Amazon 5-star type type thing. So teeth equals wire strippers. I did use that at once upon a time, and now like every time I try to bite a wire, it gives me like the chills, dude. Like the
I used to do that when I was a kid, and I ended up with little grooves or notches in my teeth. Fortunately, they were.
Your dentist. Your dentist is like, you've been biting wires again, haven't you, Steve? And you said just the smaller, the smaller forks are what we're using here.
A set of actual Wago strippers. Interesting. They're permanently fixed at 11 millimeters, huh?
that's like it's super unfortunate, but also a perk. Okay, so you're using.
So just so folks that haven't heard my rant on Engineer versus iWis, I only have experience with a few of the Engineer products, and one of those is actually the PA09, the popular PA09 wire crimpers, and I absolutely do not recommend. That is a product from Engineer that I do not recommend. They may have used to be good, but it's very difficult to know which version, because there's a version made in Japan and a version made in Taiwan, and you can't tell by a listing on, say, Amazon or whatever, which one you're getting. And both of them I own, and actually neither of them I like. So my own opinion is the iWis 2820 is leagues better than the PA09. Now, they may have used to be better quality than they are now, but the ones purchased within the past 6 months, I don't recommend.
Yeah, I think mine are the crappy ones, Steve. I liked them at first, but one of the teeth got damaged. And now if I crimp,
curious, are they made in Taiwan or made in Japan?
They don't say anything. So you said they're not made in Japan, right? Or like they don't say on them.
So they're made
and you
in Taiwan.
Said that means, yeah.
Now they may have been great at one point, but both of them, both the Taiwan and Japan made ones that I've received recently, I would not recommend. There's larger gaps between the teeth than on the iWis. They don't make as clean of a crimp. The crimp doesn't slide into the jaws as smoothly.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the iWis ones you showed me that are similar to the PA09s are pretty inexpensive.
They
too.
are.
Yeah, I think we looked at them the other day and they were like $20 roughly.
Yeah.
So I need to order a pair.
So I've got my 24-volt supply wired.
Okay, I'm getting there. I'm gonna crimp one more. Hey Pedro. Were you gonna say that?
Yep, I was actually.
Yeah, it's funny. I think it was on Sunday's stream, right? Me and you both said hi, hey, nice. And then yeah. Jinx, you stole me that soda.
Did that just cancel it out?
Yeah, I think so. We're back to square one. Okay. So let's see. I've got my.
So, Nappin, in any case, for the money, the iWis are way better than the Engineer at any generation. For the money. It's just the new generation. The only PA09s I have experience with, I'm not impressed with. I've heard that the PA24s, the other model in the similar thing, are pretty nice. And I've heard people on the Voron crew have bought those recently and they like them. I haven't bothered to get them, but for a manual crimper, I like the 2820. The iWis.
That's the one you showed me, the non-ratcheting.
Yeah, the non-rat. I like manual crimpers. These are iWis or iCrimp. They look like this. They look like your wire strippers. Oh, it's okay. Yeah. Oh, there we are.
No, you're there.
So.
Neutral.
My image is lagging. There is a tiny lag. It's something that we've discovered that we just have to live with. There's a very slight video lag coming from the Skype feed.
But Steve looks and sounds great. Now.
Yeah, the audio is very slightly out of sync. And I don't think there's anything we can do about that.
No, we've got like lowest latency and highest quality, or like like performance, like we have poked at all.
I
of
guess
the
there's a
options, I think,
potential
at
that
this
you
point.
could introduce a change in OBS, right? Can't you change the lag for audio, the audio sync? But it's fine.
Oh yeah, yeah, you're right. I think I can. I had to do that at one point when I was recording even locally and it had that issue. We could play around with it, but then it's like, how do we time that?
Yeah.
It has to be over the network. We have to watch it back. It's
Yeah.
just don't look at Steve in the eyes, not in the lip. Then you won't know. Yeah, don't look at his mouth moving. Look at his eyes. That's what tells the tale. So, all right, I've got my.
Here, you can take it back. They're done looking at me staring at.
Yeah. Look at his eyes. So you can't really see this all that well, unfortunately. Let me turn. Oh man, if I turn this more, I risk losing the foot. There we go. Nothing special. All I've done is, well, I guess I'll show a close-up of this. So took the wires from the AC inlet. They are in the bottom here. We've got live, neutral, earth, and then took them and have ran them now up here to this is the 24-volt power supply. So next up, we're doing the exact same thing, right? But we're running it from here over to the other side.
Over to the 48 volt. Yep.
Cool. Alrighty.
Just grow a bigger mustache. Problem solved. You can't see my lips move. There we go. I hate it when a big bushy mustache gets in the way when I eat. And
it tickles my nose, dude. Whenever they get too long, it starts to curl up my nose. Because we've talked about this, but like I have allergies, man, and so combine that with like hair tickling my nose, and I'm miserable. I'm not a fan of. Not a fan.
No soup, one big mustache. Yes.
It'd be better to use the middle Wago pins for the left and use the lower pole to the other PSU. Possibly, but I mean, because of the fact that they're in the ferrules, it'll be easy to swap them around if I want to. For right now, I just want to make sure I've got enough wire length and everything is secured. Then later on, I can probably reroute, zip tie, move things around a bit more. But yeah, you're probably right that it would be better to have the bottom one, like have this above that, so that way it's closer to the wire. What do we call them? Wire rails, railways,
rails, or the raceway.
Raceway,
Whatever.
that's what they're called.
Wire cable channel thingamajibber.
The thing that sucks to cut with flush cutters clean.
Yes.
That's its official name. Here we go.
The thing that sucks to cut with flush cutters thingy.
Yeah. That's how you know, like, if you say that and someone gets it, you're like, yeah, you're in, you know, like, you get it, man. I'll put this right here for now.
And what we'll do, once we're done with this, we'll power them up and confirm we're getting 24 and 48 volts out of the supplies.
It's exciting. And if we're not, then we pout.
Then we pout.
Yeah.
Kill the strain.
These are mean. Yeah, call it a day. Just talk about ferrules for the rest of the stream. All right, that one. Mitch, this is too organized and no magic smoke. Yes, it needs more rat's nest.
How you doing, Mitch?
Yeah. Steve got to see my first kit build go together, which was like a Ramstar Arduino on an outside i3, and he was like, "What'd you say? It makes me cringe." You said that wiring makes me cringe. I think is that the word you used?
It was terrible.
So yeah. I mean, my standards have evolved in the last decade, or 7-8 years. But I've seen already early on that, like, Steve, like, if I hold things to like a 7, Steve's like a clean 8 standard. Like it's yeah, he needs at least an A-, but it's good because I think the combination of us it keeps us. We're definitely passing. That's all I know.
Yes.
So, okay, let's open up these tabs.
Someone's asking whether ferrules for the hex or the square crimpers. That's a good question. I'd actually like to hear other folks' opinion on that. I have both. I'm
using squares.
Huh? I'm using squares now as well.
Squares, yeah. I didn't even realize. You're saying there's a hex version?
Yeah, I mean, you just end up with a little more rounded result, and everything we're doing is pressure from two sides, so it makes sense that the hexes, or the square ones, are probably preferred, but I don't know how big of a difference it makes.
DJ says you two are like teacher and student. Yeah, no, Steve's Sensei Steve. Yeah, like maybe not in all the fields, like, but yeah, in wiring, absolutely. Like I'm happy. Like Sensei Steve is his official title. Like if he had a desk, well, you know you do have a desk, but if he had a desk that was close enough that I could drive by it, I would drop off an official sign that says Sensei Steve.
Square for those darn heater towers. You don't need ferrule. You don't need them. You're correct. You don't need them, Mitch. We are using them though.
Because we are strong, independent builders. Alrighty. These go up to here. So I'm getting low on
John, you're funny.
On wire.
I do enjoy me some Will Ferrell movies though.
Let's see. Let's see, I'm missing chat too.
Yeah, I kind of agree, the Elder. It intuitively feels like the square ones would be better when your pressure points on the ferrule are coming from two sides, opposing sides.
Thank you, Will. You see Will's message? He says, this goes out to both of you. I just want to say, this is a cool concept for a stream to have you both building. It is a nice combo of podcast and build for me.
Awesome. I appreciate that. Yeah.
That's kind of what it feels like to me too, is like a build podcast is kind of a great way to describe it. It sort of is podcasty buildy.
For house wiring in general, the US very much prefers wire nuts over Wago. I would never even consider using wire nuts in a build such as this, or any device build.
Didn't Nero's walls have wire nuts in them? Like when he was going to insulate, and I'm pretty sure that's what they used for all the AC in his garage. It was a bunch of freaking wire.
Well, wire nuts are all over. And, I mean, most of my house is done with wire nuts. You know.
Really? That's fine. Just using wire nuts?
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it would.
I mean,
like
most you talk to most old school US electricians, and they will absolutely say no Wagos. Wagos are terrible. They're the worst thing ever invented.
Wild. I just think that, I mean, okay, maybe like from a functional standpoint, wire nuts are great and fine, but like I just think they look not great and not fine. Yeah, interesting. We need more forks. Wire nuts inside a box. Wire nuts are terrible. Wire nuts are forbidden in Europe. Really? Oh, I'm curious to see what the electrical looks like in the house that we're gonna be living in.
It'll be wire nuts for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, can you guys replace all of these with Legos?
You will probably get a sideways look, or worse.
I like this kid. For the fork connectors with the wire, are you basically running the bare wire until you sort of see it almost poking out the top?
Yeah, you'll just barely see it. Then you're sure it's all the way in, and you strip off about
That's what I'm doing.
7 or 8 millimeters of insulation. You're good.
Yep. That's what I'm pretty much doing, is having it it sticks out like a hair, but not
oh yeah, wire nuts in a box. So all residential wiring, all connections have to be in a junction box. So For Wagos is 11. Yep. But we were talking about for the fork terminals, the spade terminals.
Oh, it's 11.
For Wagos, it's 11 millimeters.
That's how much you want? Gotcha. I am sure that mine is not exactly 11 millimeters.
For anybody's reference, the Wago itself has a gauge on it. If you look closely at the side of it, I don't know where mine went. The Wagos have a little.
You're saying on the strippers?
No, on the Wago itself. On the Wago itself, there's an 11 millimeter marking for stripping them on the side of the Wago.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah. I got it right here.
Yeah, I'm looking for, I need to find mine anyway. I don't know. Why am I missing so much stuff? Yeah. Yep.
That's cool. I had no idea.
All the mounts that we're using for the DIN rails are printed, Mitch.
Okay.
And the junction must be rounded.
Where is the, there we go. All right, I'm gonna go around to this side so I can see what I'm doing. Move you guys. Move you guys right here. Is your 48 volt already done?
Yeah, everything's hooked up.
I'm nearly
You're
there.
Good. I'm gonna spend some time looking to figure out where in the world I put the rest of my Wagos.
Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? You didn't already load them into the rest of your printed parts yet?
No, I haven't. That's why I kind of need to find them.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, good luck.
Oh, there they are. I found them. They're hidden behind another box.
I was going a little bit nuts prior to this stream looking for that big box of heat shrink that I had when we were talking the other day. I couldn't find it anywhere, and it was underneath. It was like inside of the V0's top hat. I'm like, great.
Oh yeah.
That's the perfect place.
I'll probably have to go grab my heat shrink box. Oh no, it's out here. Nice.
Okay. Yeah, I went kind of long with these wires for the 48 volts, but what other AC wiring are we going to need from this? Only for the SSR, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so I should be fine on wire length. This is the majority of it right here.
If we wanted to, we could run a little jumper from live to one side of the SSR, and the other one will go to the bed. So it's not really needed right now. Not until we're actually wiring the bed, I think. Live neutral ground. Live neutral ground. Yeah, I think mine's all set. You have your multimeter out here?
Yeah, I do. I keep it on the pegboard behind me, so it should be good. All right.
Kitty treat time.
Let me move the camera out of the way a little bit.
Are you ready to test?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
Kevin's requesting kitty treat time.
I mean, last stream we forgot it.
I know,
when
we did until very end.
I'm not against.
Should we make up for it?
Making up for that today. I think that's only fair.
Okay.
That's what Charlie would want.
That is what Charlie would want. So.
Let me give you full.
Why does? Oh, what did I do? I've got Charlie in the wrong. Oh, I know what I've got going on. Hold on a second. YouTube chat is up there from my last stream. There we are. That's better. Okay, are we ready? So if anybody hasn't been here, you keep an eye on Charlie. He's asleep right now. He will not be asleep for very long. He'll be awake in about 3 seconds. Not my Polymaker giveaway 3 seconds.
Yeah.
So are we ready?
Yeah, not.
Keep an eye. Oh, there it is.
I like that he kind of goes in circles like a shark every time.
Well,
you know,
his hearing, his smell, his sight. He has a hard time finding them sometimes. So I think that's him getting ready, making sure he doesn't see. He just missed that one. Here we go. Here we go. He loves his treats.
Yeah.
There you go.
Don't we all?
This is true. This is true.
There you go.
You can take it back.
Okay. All right, I'm going to plug the AC cable in.
Okay, I'm gonna wash my fingers so Charlie doesn't bit me.
Okay. I'm not gonna flip the switch until you're back, Steve, in case like I need somebody to yell stop, drop, and roll if anything happens. So I'm gonna wait for you, Steve.
Okay.
Zombie, thank you for the banana.
I need to find a power cord.
Well, Charlie's 16, right? I think you said, Steve?
Charlie is 16. Yep.
Yeah.
He was 16 in June.
You probably want the wires to be... Wait, you probably want the wires to be the failure point, not the splice connection. Splice connection?
Right.
No whammies, no whammies.
Let me grab my power cord and plug it in.
Voltage. DC.
You got okay, you got a good view for in case there's smoke?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, oh geez. Hold on, I dropped my multimeter. Hold on. Yeah, I think wouldn't be the first time when my switch wire, the driver burned up on me on stream.
Okay, you got that. I'm
right.
gonna put, so at least in the inset, people will see.
I'm disappointed if there's no smoke. Says Simon says I'm disappointed if there's no smoke. I hope there's not, man. Alright, so Mellow, we gotta talk to Mellow about where they're sourcing these, or I guess they could say we gotta talk to these guys about how they're wiring things.
Yeah. Okay, ready to turn it on?
Okay.
I'm turning mine on.
Yeah.
Okay, go.
3, 2, 1.
We got green LEDs on the power supplies. Green LEDs on the power supplies. You do?
Oh, I do.
Okay.
I do. I lied. Dude, these are super quiet. There's no sound.
The fans aren't on unless they're on load.
I'm so used to turning on and hearing ooh, there was no noise and the fan didn't move. Yeah, if you get low, we've got LED, beautiful. That looks great. That scared me for a second. There was no smoke, so I was happy about that, but I was like, okay, both of them aren't doing anything.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got.
So be careful you don't accidentally.
Multimeters.
The angle we're going at to test voltage on these is a little awkward. So make sure you don't accidentally short against the case of the power supply. I've done that before.
Oh shoot. Okay.
So
are you checking all of the voltage or just one of the voltage?
No, you just have to check.
If
check
one's
one.
good, they're all good.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay. All right, here we go. All right, no pressure. And here we go. 24.18. I love it. Solid. All right, that's looking good. And then this side, I can't do this without. I'm going under the camera. There we go. Okay.
47.8.
So I was at 24.17.
Okay.
Yeah, or something like that. I think. I mean, it was close. And then this voltage. Positive.
24.10. Awesome. Okay.
48.1.
Perfect.
Beautiful. It was uneventful, Steve, just the way I like the AC wiring to go. Yeah, just the way I like it. No smoke, no tears, no sparks, no nothing. All right, before I do anything stupid like last time, I'm gonna turn off the power before we continue doing anything. All right.
These are Meanwhile power supplies. They are Meanwhile branded.
Yeah. Yep.
And this is just the double check to make sure. I mean, the confirmation that we wired them correctly, that all the connections are sound.
Higher voltage goes better. Back to work. We'll have y'all on in the background. Hey, sounds great. Thanks for hanging out, pushing. Okay. Let me make sure I'm not forgetting. Wait, it's not. Is it time for giveaway opening up? We've been streaming for an hour and a half. 36 minutes. Yep. Holy cow! Yeah. Okay. Let me open up the giveaway. Nobody said anything. Everyone's so. I think they're just excited for doing this live electrical, live wire. So let me go.
You open it up and you go for half an hour. Is that right?
I do. Yeah. Yep. So I'm gonna be pasting a link in the description for a giveaway we'll be doing. It's for a spool of Polymaker filament shipped anywhere in the world. And all you gotta do is fill it out. If you don't have a Discord, then just put NA or don't have, or just put something as a placeholder. I typically always reach out via email unless it's a winner that I know and have talked to in Discord. It's probably should edit it, and I say that every week, but I have not. And then in half an hour, we will do a drawing live to see who wins. You don't have to be here, although I'm tempted to play hardball like Steve and be like, you gotta be here, but I won't. It's midweek, and I know like Europe, it's late over there, so I won't do that.
Although I think it's funny that Polar Ted says he's thankful for us waiting until he got here to do the giveaway, when he's just gonna go get a sandwich in half an hour.
Sandwich sounds great. Okay, let me post or pin this. Vez. Oh, cool.
Oh, did you see?
Vez
did you see
offers
that
a Goliath.
message? Did you ever check that Discord message?
No,
squirrels.
I forgot. Oh man, yeah, sorry, I completely forgot. Was that the message? Let me check really quick.
I forgot to remind you again to confirm you saw it.
Away from Goliath. Cool, awesome. That sounds great. Do the drawing, contact me the winner. So yeah, we will do 2 giveaways today. The first one will be our usual, and so 2 people will have the chance to win. I'm not going to, because these are 2 separate things, I'm not going to remove the first person from the wheel. So if that first person wins, they can win the Goliath as well, but they would be super lucky. And we can all, everyone else can pout about it if that happens.
Is that worldwide?
But
is that worldwide, Vez?
Yeah, I think it probably is, because Vez is Vez is up in Canada.
Correct.
I'm almost positive.
I just
right?
want to
on
confirm.
The east, yeah.
I just want to confirm.
Yeah, let us know, Vez, if it's specific to like Canada
Worldwide.
and US, or
Perfect.
Yeah, worldwide.
Perfect.
Sick. Cool. That's awesome. Thank you. So we'll do that. Sounds good. So we will do that. It's 2:38 my time right now. So at 08, not half past 8, 8 minutes past the hour, we will do this drawing then. That's awesome. Thank you very much, Simon. Okay, so I'm gonna go and split for a second here. Wait, that's not split. This is split. What's the next thing we're doing, Steve? We are
DC wiring.
doing
DC power.
That's it for AC. So because it's just basically SSR, right? That's it. Like there's nothing else.
Yeah, SSR is the only other AC component.
Sick.
Someone's asking. So there's 2 giveaways right now. Same sign up for both. It's the Polymaker filament giveaway that Daniel does every Wednesday, and then Simon Vez has offered to give away a Goliath. So
Which is awesome.
Goliath hot end.
What are we? I haven't looked.
This guy.
How many likes do we have? 120 likes. If you have not hit the like button, please do. How many people? I haven't been keeping track. I've been, because of the fact that it's electrical, I'm not squirreling. 179 people here, 120 likes. If you have not hit the like button, please do. We're trying to get to 200 before we do the giveaways. John, thank you for becoming a member. Yeah, that is awesome. The Goliath looks like a beast of a hot end, so that is a very cool. Antarctica is fine. Simon messaged me earlier saying that he would personally deliver it if it's Antarctica, so. So yeah, he's got a sled all figured out.
One form for both giveaways, right? You're just gonna use the same one.
Yeah, just one entry. Yep, same one. Cool. So yeah, let's move on to this then. We're just going to be going from power supply to the Wagos. That's the first thing I guess we'll do, right? We'll do power supply Wagos.
Oh, not sure. Never mind.
What are you using wire-wise for this? Are you using the stuff that Mellow included?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm planning on using the red and blue wires. So I printed my Wago holders in red and blue.
Oh, classy. yours is way more. I mean, just
now I'm
your
not
wiring
going
is
to
extra.
distinguish between 24 volt and 48 volt.
Okay.
I just don't have enough wires to effectively do that. So.
You're doing blue negative then? Yeah. Cool. Cool. That sounds good then. Well, let's get back.
So now, fortunately, kind of addressing Mitch's comment, don't mix the voltages. It's pretty much the electronics compartment is separated. pretty much the 48 volts is only right here next to the 48 volt power supply. It only goes to the 5160 stepper drivers. So they're not crossing each other. They're not going into different areas of the compartment. So 24 volts goes to a few different spots, but the 48 volt is nice and isolated.
Yeah.
So what I was thinking, the very next thing though, as part of doing the DC wiring, is probably putting in this, maybe putting in the channel that's in the middle, I think.
Oh.
Because then we kind of get an idea of where it needs to run.
Yeah, you have a good point.
Through and around.
I'm going to use the other one then that I cut down to size that didn't end up getting used.
Yeah, I'm going to cut this one quite a bit down. I don't want it to be nearly as wide as it is. Well, maybe not quite a bit compared to what yours is, but right now it's full width.
I've already cut off an inch. I need to cut the lid or the top piece down as well. So let's do that.
I'm gonna do something like that, I think.
Don't shoot me, guys. I was just playing catch up. Is Steve's audio lagging? I can't tell.
It is.
Yeah.
And it actually got worse, and I don't know why.
It got worse?
Yeah. Collie mentioned it got worse, and I had noticed the same thing at basically the same time as they noticed it.
So you're saying there's more of a lag now?
Yeah.
Let me see, just for funsies really quick here, if I click on...
But if it's variable, then it's going to be hard to keep up with it.
That's fair, yeah. I pictured like us using, you know how like Snapchat or all those different, there's like filters and stuff. So I pictured like trying to find you one that covers your lips. Like, why does Steve have this like checkered bandana? I'm like, don't worry about it, dude. But he sounds great. It looks great. Made me giggle. I'm just happy that the audio is at least like sounding clear. I get that it would be nice for everything to be 100, but not having it sound like I'm underwater, or that the other sounds that we had the first stream, or I think it was the first stream when we had those issues, is a huge plus.
Yes.
The next best thing would be being in the same house.
Yes.
So that'd be like a streamer house, something like that. I think that's the only way we can really get rid of more latency. Oh crap! I cut my lid a little too narrow, I think. Maybe if I cut off.
I think that's probably good. I cut quite a bit off of this one.
Okay.
But I think I'm okay with that.
I mean, again, if you change your mind, you've got
I got
a couple extra rails chilling.
Yep. Yeah, we're learning. This was quite a bit of planning even to get to this point.
Oh yeah.
Stream quality and setup.
Yep, it was
learning the quirks.
First stream manual sounded compressed, now sounds good. Yeah, first stream was, I think it was because I was using the wrong mic for a lot of it, actually. I'm almost positive I was using the AirPods. I didn't realize that it had, it switched over to that when I called Steve for that stream, basically. So now I check every time, and it seems to have saved correctly. It just took, it took people telling me I sounded like I was, I don't know, underwater or something like that. Or maybe I said that. I think it was just a me thing. Okay, so this is going to be plenty good, and we are going to wipe down the back panel for this as well. Those cable channels are a pain. Use a miniature miter saw. Yeah, somebody else said earlier that they use a Dremel. I read it but forgot to say it out loud because I think we were talking about something else. But someone else said they have like a Dremel miter saw thing that they use that works really well for cutting it. But yeah, I don't like cutting these cable.
Hey, G Funny Money, I haven't seen you in a while.
Hey, yeah, happy Wednesday, man. Thank you for the gift of membership. We are officially making some progress on wiring. We've got AC done, and we are starting DC. And I mean, my dream would be that we've got pretty much core wiring all done by Sunday. Like you know, like the tool head and I don't know. We'll see. I don't want to set unrealistic expectations here, but are you at work? Things are going good. I'm just Steve, at least for the wiring portion of this, is known as Sensei Steve, so I'm just following what he's doing. But yeah, normally, I mean, GFunny's seen enough of the builds to know that I don't normally do the meat of the wiring off stream so I can focus. But Steve told me early on, he said, no, we're doing it all. And I said, all right, Steve. So.
Am I going to see you at OC Maker Faire? GFunny money? They are officially unelectrocuted. Yes. Successfully not electrocuted.
It's the way I typically prefer to stay.
To be, yes.
Yeah.
I like to stay unelectrocuted.
Yep.
When is it? October 21st. October 21st is OC Maker Faire. I'm going to be there. We're going to be sharing the LDO booth, but I'm going to be taking several printers with me.
Is Jason going to be in town for that?
Oh yeah, Jason's local for that.
I know he has family out there, but like he lives out there part time.
No, he lives there. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize. I thought he primarily lived overseas and like only came home to visit family. I didn't realize that was his primary residence. Gotcha. That's cool.
Primarily
That's funny that I was there and never hung out with him. The first time I saw him in person was Murph.
Murph?
Yeah, dude. Which is kind of silly considering that I lived in Orange County for 4 years. I had no idea.
Yeah. So, John, Voron is not going to be presenting or exhibiting at Maker Faire Mare Island, which is the new Bay Area Maker Faire. But I am planning on attending, I think it's the 14th, it's the Saturday before. Yeah, the 14th. That way I don't have to skip a stream.
Lightburn will have a booth there if you want to stop by and say hi.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Matt Solth will be there.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so you can say hi to him, and then we have another guy flying out from the UK, and then two other. Oh yeah, and then there's gonna be quite a few. It'll be cool. I'm not going. I wish I was, but yeah, there'll be 4 people there with a booth. So
awesome.
Yeah. Did you already stick your cable raceway on?
I did.
Well, you didn't even have to. Mine was already pretty much cut, dude. And you were like, oh, I gotta cut it down, and you're like, no, here I am, just with with these stupid tweezers, just struggling to get the back cover off of them. Nice. Thank you for the 5 gift memberships. How are you doing, Nice?
Okay, what do we have in here? Are these all the wires that it came with? All of these blue and red wires, are they all the same size? Let's see if
Lengthwise,
I can find gauge-wise.
Gauge-wise, there's one that's smaller. I think I saw there was 3 bundles, and yeah. Oh no, you're saying because we also have the black and red ones that are much narrower.
The black and red ones we're gonna use for the end stops, and they're small.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, I think the other ones are all the same. At least they appear to be. So I'm gonna butt this up against the 5160. Actually, I should leave a hair of a gap. I think probably. Is it straight? I don't know. Yeah, that's pretty good. I think. Yeah. Pretty okay.
These do not have markings on them that I recognize. Any designations?
When's the next vacation you got planned? Nice. Making it rain. Thank you. Steve's print is like totally weird, just sitting back and hiding it from view. Oh, printer. Yeah, it's He doesn't. He's trying not to like embarrass the situation I've got going on back here, so he's leaving
What's
it off
that?
camera. No.
Oh, it's totally wired.
Yeah. It's completely done. Actually, he's printing. It's crazy. He calibrated everything, did his config, his PID tuned. It's nuts.
Yeah, I'm ready for our speedboat challenge.
Yeah, I'm over here like with my 2 sticks, like rubbing them together, trying to create a flame.
We've got to do a challenge of some sort.
Yeah, I agree. We will. They won't be the Swatch truck. I'm sorry, Zombie. They won't be. I've done the Swatch truck so many builds now for Zombie as like our maiden print, but we'll do something different. Okay, so now we're back to wiring DC. Now that we got this in. Christmas? Oh wow, it's a ways away. Oh, the Super 8 has cool features. This is my first time using it. Could join you guys for those fairs. What do you mean, Masters?
Are you in California, 3D Print Masters? If you are and you're going to either, then keep an eye out. Say hi.
To Steve, not me. I don't live there anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daniel's a little further away.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only like an 8-hour drive. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. My family, I mean, I haven't even gone home to visit my parents or anything since we moved out here, man. It's just tough because we got old dog Delilah, who's pretty good, but then Monkey's aggressive, so we can't really board him, and we're even sketchy about who gets to watch him that we, like who that we know that can watch him. And then with Jack, I don't know, flying a 6-month-old sounds awful. It just doesn't sound fun, man. So I don't know. Eventually I'll figure out a way to travel, or I won't feel bad if I'm like, all right, Aaron, I'm gonna go to this thing, but there's just too many new factors, especially with us only, being our first year out here.
Yeah.
Just didn't feel right about it.
Speaking of traveling, I am officially going to Smurf. Flight has been booked. Flight has been booked.
Are you doing any video stuff, or no? Like it's just
no.
Yeah, okay.
No.
I sort of figured
have
as much.
No. That's too much to think about. It's been hard enough figuring out the trip.
You also don't get to enjoy it as much, man. I'll be the first to say it. I haven't done very much. Most of the time when I'm at a show, I am not doing much filming. The times I have done a little bit, it's just such a distraction from like actually being there and enjoying all the different things. So I mean, I get people that do it, especially content creators and stuff like that, but it certainly takes away an element of just enjoying all the things around you. So
yeah,
I can't say I blame you.
And Voron is a sponsor at Smurf, so I'll be doing a lot with that.
Yeah. Have you seen the new Mellow Fly CB? I think Gemini with 8 high volt. Holy crap! No, I haven't, Ted.
I actually just maybe last night saw a thing for that. It's the integrated. It has an integrated SBC. It's basically like this with an integrated SBC.
Well, yeah, he's saying it's like the Gemini, which is what's running in my V0, but the Gemini is only a 4-driver, and they're just standard, but he's saying this one's 8 and high voltage, which is crazy. So it's kind of like the Manta then, right? The Manta M8P, like if we're going from like a Big Tree Tech version of it. Yeah. Yeah. Except I don't think, I think it does do high voltage as well. That's cool though.
So the GPs, I think I'm going to end up in the Oxford area for the first 6 or so days because I'm getting there several days early. And then I think we're going to end up in the London area. It's 10 days we're going to be, so there's not a ton of time. I think I'm going to just assume that I'm going to be able to make another trip in the future and see more further out.
Who asked that? Was it John or no? Is John, John, are you from the UK originally?
John is, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like he said that he was originally from UK. Okay, 1 wire's in.
Does it have an integrated RTX 4090?
Wow.
So, someone's saying, don't forget to add a ground wire to the frame. I'm pretty sure this should end up, let's check here.
You're saying from our AC, right?
Yeah, this is AC grounding.
Yeah.
Yeah. So our power supplies are bolted to the aluminum panel on the back here. The case on the power supply is grounded to the AC ground, and then I am getting conductivity everywhere. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm checking various bolts up at the front idlers, and I am getting, if you can hear that, I don't know how annoying that is.
Yeah, no, you can hear it. It's not that bad.
Yeah, the frame is grounded through the power supplies being bolted to the back panel, which is bolted to the frame.
Are we?
And then someone else has mentioned we are aware that we need to tie the grounds between the two power supplies, and we will be.
Yeah.
That'll be part of our setup.
For both of the grounds, right? Like left and right, like.
Yeah, both power supplies will go to a common ground point.
Yeah.
Yep. For DC ground, we're talking.
Yeah.
We're talking AC ground versus DC ground.
Yeah. Yep. As far as the AC bed, are we grounding the bed?
Yes.
Okay.
We will be grounding.
So we'll thread because there's
because
extra screw holes,
the
right?
bed carriage does not get it. It's not the bearings.
In contact.
The bearings keep us from getting a connection between there and the rest of the frame, so we have to run a separate ground.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I was understanding.
Yeah. We will absolutely be grounding the bed.
And I think there's two extra threaded slots for us to do that. Where we put two screws already through it. I think there's two more. Yeah, so we can just pick one of those.
There's two more holes, and we'll be able to run a ground wire.
DC ground, floating voltages or something.
In fact, I can probably just take care of that right now while I'm waiting for you.
Wait, you're already done with this?
What are you doing?
I'm doing my 24 volts.
Oh, no, I was waiting for you to put your, I didn't pay attention. Apparently I was paying more attention to, that's okay, I'll catch up.
Yeah, I know you will, but yeah, I know. I've already got my forks into positive and negative voltage on there, and I'm just finishing up the Wagos for it. So I'm about to move on.
You're doing 24 volt first?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, come on, dude.
I know. What
do you think? I'm still over here doing AC or so whatever.
Collie, I'm flying into London Heathrow. Okay, well, I'm going to start by putting this ground wire between the two power supplies.
Okay.
For no real reason.
Here, you go. Here, you got the. Nope, that's me. You got the power. I want to watch you do it.
Here. So we have 48 volt power supply, 24 volt power supply. So I'm just going to put a terminal on each end of a ground wire here, and.
Oh, you're quite literally doing it at the PSU. So from power supply to power supply, connecting one wire between the two of them so they share a common. I thought we were gonna take up two Wago ports and basically have one going. But that's silly.
We could, but this is easy because it just goes straight across the channel, straight into the power supply.
That's a better idea.
Yep. And I think we had actually, even when we were talking about it, I may have suggested we do it the way.
Yeah.
The Wago. But
Things change, man. I like that method better. It's simpler. Why take up two ports when you can just do a single wire?
Yeah. See you, Vez. Thanks for being here, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we will message you the winner's details later today.
Yeah.
So thank you again for hanging out and for offering up a Goliath. That's super cool.
And we will get a beer at one of these events. Okay, so what I'm doing here is just tying these grounds together. So.
And explain to me why. Like you did briefly, but like what if we don't do this?
Because you don't want a difference in potential between your power sources, because your reference is still ground, right? Someone correct me and maybe explain this better. But you want your same reference ground.
Okay.
Otherwise, you can get differences in potential that can cause problems.
But there is a chance that it would be fine not doing that. It's just it eliminates the possibility of there being an issue.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a single outlet. This is a single outlet. Single outlet, one power input. It's just split off to both power supplies. The only thing the 48 volt supply is powering are the stepper drivers for the gantry. The 24 volt power supply is powering everything else, including the fans, including the CPAP cooler, all of that.
It's all 24.
And we're being told it would almost certainly be an issue, which makes sense.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So you're starting on the 24 volt side. I'm starting on the 48 volt side. I don't know why. I'm deciding to be contrary.
Yeah, dude. Not cool, man. Oh, man.
But what about the AC bed? It gets powered through the solid state relay. It gets controlled through the solid state relay. Is the PSU case grounded common to the ground terminal? To the AC ground terminals, yes. The power supplies, the AC ground terminal is grounded to the case.
Electricity, man.
No.
I imagine that this is probably outlined somewhere in the Mellow guide, right? About tying the
It is.
PSUs together? Okay.
So the connecting the DC grounds is mentioned in the Mellow guide. We could probably find where, but it is called out, and I was happy to see that.
Yeah. That's something that I would not have done without somebody telling me, hey, you gotta do this, so that's good. I just don't think that that's incredibly common knowledge for someone building a printer. Like, maybe it is. Maybe it's just like, yeah, you should know that. But I've never done it before. Every build I've done either been all 24 volts or the most it's been has been, like I told you, a 5 volt power supply for, you know, Raspberry Pi or something like that. So, all right. Giveaway, if you have not, there's 4 minutes left. Holy crap.
4 minutes?
Half an hour. Yeah, if you have not joined the giveaway, there is a link in chat. We're giving away a full Polymaker filament, followed by a Goliath hot end with global shipping on both of them. So, yeah, if you have not signed up, definitely do so. Don't make sandwiches, don't take a bath, be here. We're doing the giveaway in 4 minutes. So, yeah, I meant to mention that more. And we are at 157 likes. If you have not hit the like button, please do. We're trying to hit 200 before the giveaway, so we have 4 minutes. Let's see if we can do it. I believe we can do it. There's 175 people here. We can absolutely do it.
The 5160s, I think they are configured as they come from Mellow to use SPI, yes. I think the 5160 as it comes from TMC might be able to be both. I'm not sure. Don't get a burrito either. Yeah.
Yeah. Who got a burrito?
Huh? I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, Polar Ted is saying don't get a burrito either, so
yeah, really
he's the expert on the club that's named after him.
Yep, him and DJ Natty.
Only 29 left to hit 200. Let's do it.
Oh, we can do it. We can do it.
So what's happening here? I'm working on the 48 volt side. I'm taking power from the power supply to these two Wagos, to the end of these two, and then these will each go to each of the 5160 drivers. They each get their own power inlet. From
the 48 volts. Yes.
From 48 volts. Yep.
Just making sure that I'm also nothing's changed on me, man. Nobody's pulled the floor out from underneath me. That's all. How do I join the giveaway?
Natty is here. Can everybody confirm that they're here? That they're not going to miss the
link?
That they're not going to miss the giveaway?
It's sick. It's at the top of chat.
It's important.
Not in the description. It's not in the description. I lied. It's at top of chat. It's the link. It's pinned on the very top of chat. It's in blue colors.
And you do not have to be present to win, right?
Nope.
But if you're gonna
gotta be here.
It's required, in order to win, it's required to hit like on your way out.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And call your closest relative, family member, friend, significant other, and ask them to go to the stream and also hit like. All right. Where did, okay. There's so much stuff on my desk that even this massive spade crimper went missing, and it's like, it's like the sides, I mean, it's huge.
I'm seeing everyone's here, that's good.
Okay, good, thank goodness. A burrito bowl, yum. We're at 192 likes. 8 more, we can do it.
8 more, how many minutes? 1 minute?
Yeah, T-minus 1 minute. Vez
I'm
said
not here, this is AI.
193. 194. Got it. Crimp really put up a fight. Holy crap, dude.
What's that?
I was crimping the freaking spade connector. For some reason, this one was a real struggle. It almost won.
It almost won?
Yeah, I almost got crimped, dude. 195. 5 more. All right, it's time. It is time.
Who's the crimper work for?
Oh man, have you ever been crimped, Steve? All right.
Did we hit it? Did we hit it?
We're at 198. We're at 198.
We need 2 more before you can actually hit that.
All right.
We can get 2 more. 199. Only 1 more. 200. There we go.
All right.
There we go. Now we're gonna get some joker.
Thank you, everybody.
Taking it away.
It's all right. As long as
we hit it. That's all that matters.
Yeah, that's all. Exactly. It's symbolic. Alrighty. So I'm removing 175 responses. Nice. I'm going to unpin the message, or let me remove it first, then unpin it, and then I'm going to count in my head to like 60 seconds. If someone's filling it out right now, this is you get those letters typed out. I'm not gonna do the Steve.
I'm a good influence on you.
I'm not gonna do the Steve, 28 Mississippi's, but like I'll give you 30 seconds. 15 seconds.
So remember, everybody, this is Polymaker Filament and a Goliath hot end. Separate drawings, but same form. So if you want a chance at the Goliath hot end, make sure you get it filled out. If you're not interested in the Polymaker Filament, you can tell it.
It's done, dude. It's done. Download responses. All right, let me give me 1 sec. I've got to really quickly extract and upload. Oof. Okay, replace existing file. All right, we have got, make sure it didn't snip anybody, 176, that is everybody.
Awesome.
Control P. All right, so I'm going to go desktop. We've got the magic wheel of SteveBot or Mod Builds or whatever we're calling it.
Mod Builds.
When I was getting the stream ready today, I was real tempted to take the photo and like edit a cowboy hat onto us or something like that. I might have to for like next week's stream, just like add a little prop into our image, dude. Be like, wow. Anyways, so let me go ahead and paste everybody in here. It'll take a second. There we go. All right. It would have been funny to put the deal with it meme glasses or whatever, like the sunglasses on us. Maybe next week. Okay, so a couple things. One, I want to give a massive thank you to Polymaker for being incredible and allowing us, both Steve and I, and lots of other people to do giveaways. But they've been allowing us to give away a spool of filament globally for, I want to say it's been a year at this point, and it is super cool of them.
Yeah.
If you haven't tried out a spool of their filament, I've been using their filament way before they were sponsoring anything with the channel. It's really good stuff, and they have a massive catalog of pretties and functionals. And there is a link in the description if you want to try it out. Also, For Steve's and my build, his green is Polymaker filament and my orange is Polymaker filament, and there's links to the specific ones in the description. Second, also big thank you to Simon Vez for giving us a Goliath to give away globally. That is super cool. It's a hot end that I have been drooling from a distance about for a very, very long time. It is just an absolute monster. So that's very cool that somebody else is going to be able to either, you know, put the first stone in their VZ build, or, you know, do some other crazy mod to like Ender 3 Goliath, you know. So on that note, let's pick, what's the range, Steve?
0 to 7. Goliath has 7 letters in it.
Perfect. All right, 0 to 7. Well, how many times? This is for how many times we're gonna shuffle it. All right, first one's 7. 7. I feel like 7's gonna win. Luke says 5, 6, 7, 6, 5. Huh. All right. How do I pick? Let's do.
I think 6.
Okay. All right. 6 it is. 1, 2. Oh, also, first one will be Polymaker. 3.
Good call.
4, 5. Yeah, 6. Okay, so this is for the Polymaker filament. Good luck, everybody. In 3, 2, 1. There we go. Oh, it's going up to Steve's hair. It is the Elder. Congratulations.
Elder.
Let me see. I don't know if you guys can hear. You probably can. It's on. Let me see if I go standard and we go. Can you guys hear this? Yeah, you should be able to hear that.
Congratulations, the Elder.
Yeah, congratulations. And I'm not going to remove your name. So instead of clicking remove like I would normally do, we're going to click close. Your name will stay here. But we do need to shuffle again. So I need one more range, Steve.
9.
Okay.
0 to 9. Polymaker has 9. We reversed it.
Okay, so 0 to 9, everybody. That's our new one. We got 5, 7, 9, 6, 7, 9. We're gonna go. Liz says 8. We're going with Liz's 8. We'll do that.
That's what I would have picked.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, this is for the Goliath, the big bad wolf, the Goliath. Okay, good luck, everybody. In 3, 2, and 1.
Who do we got? Oops.
All right, let's go into my beard, my ear. Who's
almost
my
straight
ear?
up?
It's Dougal. Dougal, you are our winner. Congratulations. Let's go a little pizza. And a little cheer action. Congratulations. That is super exciting. So I will reach out to both of the winners later today. I will get the form for Polymaker over to our first winner, and Dougal, I'll reach out to you asking for your details as far as shipping, so I can get that over to Simon and he can get that shipped out to you. Hey, there's Dougal. He says, OMG. Yeah, congratulations to both of our winners. That is super, super awesome. Sweet. Okay, let's go back to business. I don't actually remember what the heck I was doing before this. I think I was doing the. Let's see. Turn. Okay. There we go. The Goliath might need a printer to go with it. Yeah, hopefully they've got one. If not, it's a great excuse to start sourcing a VZ. Let's see. So we are going. It is tough to reach some of the 48-volt terminals, but I'm just going to go with, I guess the third one probably. It's the easiest to reach. And you. What's temperature like where you're at today, Steve? Okay. I don't understand, because we keep the air here pretty low, like no higher than mid-70s, if not lower. And this room, I think I need to buy a little thermostat for this room, because it's got to be, I don't know, at least 5 degrees hotter than the rest of the house. It's, every time we're streaming, it doesn't matter. Aaron's like, hey, I'm gonna drop it for the stream, and I say, thank you. Oh, that's not good. You don't put red where, that's what happens when I'm talking. I put the wrong wire. Okay. Yeah, it's no. I'm so jealous, dude. I'm quite literally like, I pretty much always stream in basketball shorts because I know it's gonna be warm, and barefoot. Like here we are barefoot streaming, and I'm always sweaty at some point in the stream. I mean, it could be the caffeine or it could be me thing, but I just every week. What happened? No? Oh no, Steve. Yeah, I switched over when I was doing the pizza sound. Here we go. Steve's back. Sorry about that.
I'm back.
That was absolutely my bad. I switched the long explanation, but sorry, Steve.
I don't have any Zexeltor. I don't have any experience with the Sherpa Mini. I don't know what considerations might be involved when you look at what particular stepper to use with it.
Well, there's two. I know they say you can use
8-tooth or 10-tooth.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't know what to consider when you're choosing that.
I have two, but I haven't ran either of them yet. One's going on a V0. The CNC one's going on the V0, and then I have a printed one that's going on a different printer. But I haven't actually used them yet. But I know that they're really light, and I know a lot of people swear by them. I feel like Ted is running one. I'm almost positive Ted's running one. Sorry about that, Steve.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Did that lose audio too,
Steve.
or does it just lose
yeah,
video?
I think it was everything. Did anybody hear Steve talking? I'm pretty sure you lost everything because there's no source.
I said something super important and I can't remember it.
Yeah, no, I know. It was about that one thing.
The next big Voron release. I mean, I can always talk about it once.
It's gonna be
That's in
be
the
great.
contract.
So thank you for telling me about it. Oh, jeez. Okay, so windows are going.
It got quiet. No, Daniel was still here. It never gets quiet.
Yep. No, there was like, yeah, we didn't even notice. No, I changed folders on my Stream Deck because I wanted to use the pizza and cheering sound, and then I hit the side scene, which is not the like dual stream scene. It's just my normal scene. So I'm glad chat said something. I looked up and I'm like, there's not a lot going on.
So you're getting the 48 volt side main power in?
Yeah, 48 exactly into the ferrule. So
then you'll be caught up with me.
Bull. Really? You've already got 24 and 48 and they're tied and you've got them into the Wagos?
Yeah. Just the main.
You were doing that while I was doing the giveaway, weren't you?
Oh, yeah.
The whole time I was, yeah. I was like, there's no way, dude. All right. Feels bad, man. All right.
I have not taken the other side to any of the components. I've not powered the board
or anything like that.
Or the 5160s.
Don't. Just wait for me.
I'm waiting.
Just take it here. Take a second, man. Take a load off. I don't know.
I'll pay attention to chat.
Yeah.
Must be LDO's newest board. I do have LDO's newest board installed in a printer and it's working well. So do the power supplies sit like that on the printer? No electronics panel. So there is a panel that attaches to the other mounting holes on the power supply that gives a back kind of cover protection.
It's a wide load, man. This printer, the electronics in the back is, yeah. God, I love it. It's very wide. Like I initially thought that both power supplies were going to be flat, and then I think I even told Steve that, and she's like, no, they're standing up. And then he showed, like, we looked at the CAD, and I said, oh my gosh, I did not realize that they were going to be extending. So basically, there's a huge acrylic panel that Steve was saying will go into these holes, and that kind of shields everything behind that. But yeah, it's a lot of added depth. You certainly need to make sure you have a very wide build surface / shelf or whatever you're going to be storing this on, because yeah, it's going to definitely need it. All right, let's slide you, shimmy you over here.
Thanks, Jeff. I don't see anything, but Charlie's about due for a bath anyway. He'll get a bath after stream, I think.
Does Charlie do good with baths?
Huh?
Does Charlie do well with baths?
He does.
Wow.
He's always done well. He does well with baths. He lets me clip his nails. He's super tolerant cat.
Crazy. Yeah, our cats are not that way. I'm just double checking because I did almost goof. Well, I did goof. I put a blue wire or a red wire where a blue wire should have been. So making sure that everything looks good. We've got negative, negative, positive. That matches up ground. That matches up 48 volts. That matches up. Okay, everything looks beautiful here. So I'm going to...
I don't do well with baths. I get all pruny and sweaty. Yeah.
So you didn't do well with baths. I haven't taken a bath in a really long time. I think the only time Erin got attacked by mosquitoes heavily at one of the places we lived at, and she's allergic to something. Well, she got tested, so she's not, but she swells up like a baseball bat, and she got bit a ton of times. So I went to the store and bought a huge thing of oats and like grinded it in the blender and made an oatmeal bath. But like, we don't. Plus, the places we've lived at don't really have baths.
Good baths.
Or, yeah, it's like real tight and kind of like Jackson baths, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jack's a big fan of the bath.
Okay.
What slicer should I run for a new dual hot end printer? I want to try it before it gets modded to the magnetic IDEX. I dropped into your stream for a split second. It's an old Flash Forge you have, right? Also, what is the magnetic IDEX? That sounds really cool. I'm more of a shower person. I don't need to simmer in my own filth. I think it can be super relaxing. Like I like, and I haven't been in one in a long time, but like a warm jacuzzi with like a jet or something like that, that's really nice. Like if you have a nice bath with jets or something like that, that's sick. I love sitting in a good jetted tub. Yeah, like Shammy said, makes my back feel so much better. I can totally see that. Doesn't FlashForge Zombie, I'm almost positive that FlashForge uses X3G format. It doesn't use G-code, does it? I'm almost positive all FlashForges up to a certain point. You have to either use Simplify or I think there's a plugin for a slicer, but I don't think it's compatible unless you've already done a board swap to it. I could be wrong, but I'm almost positive it's like XG3 or X3G. I can't remember the exact name for it. Okay, I need like 60 seconds or so. I think I'm gonna get more water, Steve. I'm gonna give you just you can talk, you can, I don't know, just something, yeah.
So PB is talking about tying the power supplies again together. We did that early. There's a ground wire going from here to here. It's coming across the chain. So they are tied together.
I said that Jackson like that.
How the giveaways work. The giveaways are over. So, but stay tuned for Sunday. My channel, we will be continuing this build, and I do a Polymaker filament giveaway on my channel as well. No G-code, uses a weird slicer. Simplify 3D was popular because of FlashForge support, and it supposedly did much, and I had a license of Simplify 3D, and it did do supports better than most slicers too. DC, we linked the DC voltage negative ports together. The AC side is all grounded through the back panel. I mean, the AC ground is grounded to the chassis of the power supplies, which connects via the back panel, which connects to the frame. We check that. I have continuity all the way up to the fasteners on the front idler. So the whole thing, now the bed needs its own separate ground because the bearings and stuff prevent a good connection between the rest of this and the bed. But yeah, we definitely covered the linking the power supply DC voltage negative or ground, however you want to refer to it, are linked. Yep, that is important, and I'll note that it is called out in the VZBot documentation. It's in there. I don't remember exactly where, but I don't remember having to look for it. I remember it just being one of the things that I read going through there.
I thought we unpinned link. I did unpin the link. There's no pinned link.
Yeah, someone
I did it earlier.
Could they be? No, it shouldn't be behind because chat should be current no matter where you are.
Yeah. Jackson's got these slacks on that someone sent us, and they got pizza slices on the sides, and on the bottom, one foot says little, and the other one says slice. It's awesome. Okay.
You should link the supplies yes, you should link the supplies on any multi-power supply where they are powering the same devices. So for instance, a switch wire, the spec switch wire has a little meanwhile 5-volt power supply for the Pi. You don't need to link the grounds on that between the 24-volt supply for the printer and the power supply for the Pi, because that's dedicated just to power the Pi. But if you have 2 power supplies serving the same group of components, then you should link them. Just the negative side.
Oh, gotcha. Because we're looking, when we're talking about serving the same components, the 5160s are tied into the controller board that's taking 24. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
What printer are you running 48 volts on, Zombie? Is it one of your Tridents? Or maybe, I don't know if you have one of your Tridents. Is it on your Trident? I think you have super powers, or I think, is it super powers? Is that what it's called, the motors? Speedy power? Super power?
Super power. They have speedy power, speedies and the supers.
Okay.
I have super powers on one printer.
Oh, you're running them on the Twisted T? Nice. See, this is not quite, it depends.
Not quite, it depends if positive the Pi supplies voltage to something. But in our cases, do we ever do that? But in the same case, I mean, as long as as long as they're completely separate systems, then you don't need to link them.
Okay, Steve. So moving on towards actually wiring things, what do we want to do? Do we want to start with the wires for the controller, the Super 8 down low?
Is your AirPod getting low? You broke up a little bit there, and I don't know if it's me or you.
Well, it can't be my AirPod because I'm not coming through my AirPod. You mean my other thing?
Oh, because you hear. Never mind. Maybe it was me then.
Okay. Yeah, do you want to can you hear me?
So I'm being told that I'm wrong, that we need to link that 5-volt and the 24-volt, and I'll take it.
The fireplace power for LEDs.
I don't know what you do when you power it off of a wall wart or something, but
wart is probably not completely isolated. The TMC drivers have some MOSFET that connects both in some way. Huh. 2.8 amp superpowers at 48 volts. God, it's crazy.
Okay. Anyway, where were we at? What were you asking?
The next options are we're either doing 48 volts into the terminals for the drivers, or we're doing the
let's power up the 24-volt side.
24-volt side. Okay, so just down low then.
Yep.
And we are doing, which ones need power?
Huh?
So we need 24 volts going into...
We look back at the diagram here.
Oh.
And this is kind of tough to read. Oops. Wow. But we have the 24-volt side. So this kind of gold color line coming from 24 volts and then jumping between basically all of the power inputs on the controller, and then ground side jumping between all the ground sides. Now making sure none of the outputs, like there's a bed out here, but the drive power, or board power and bed power all get jumpered together. And what we're using the Wagos to do this. So we're gonna run from the Wagos each to these 1, 2, 3, 4, which is exactly what we have. Ooh.
Why would drive power high need 24 volts? That doesn't make sense to me.
I'm not 100% sure. Maybe somebody can explain that, since I'm also already given some bad advice, I guess, on linking power supplies.
Does anyone know? Yeah, okay. I mean, I just look like if it were me not looking at this diagram, I would say, cool, we've got the power for the 5160s going directly into them, so we don't need to power the high through there. And if we were powering the high through there, I would think it would be 48 volts. So to me, I would say...
the MOSFETs and stuff are being powered by 48 volts through the external drivers. I suspect that some power needs to still be supplied for the other circuitry involved in the steppers. Gotcha. So we're sending signals over via the controller. We're powering the external drivers via the other supply.
So we are not doing any jumping. We're straight up doing a separate wire for each one into the Wagos.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, but now that I look at it, we're gonna run out of connections.
Why?
We're gonna run out for the CPAP because we still need to get power, 24-volt power to the CPAP. So we can either run that all the way back to the power supply or figure something else out.
Okay, well, I've got spare DIN. I'm not going to worry about it right this second, I guess, but I've got, you know, spare Wegos and spare DIN clips. So if we need to, we could always jump from one Wego to the next one, right? Like basically.
Yeah, it just seems just to service one more. I suspect I'm probably going to just go straight back to the power supply for the CPAP.
Okay. Yeah, I might as well then. I mean, why not, right? So, okay. Cool. So.
Okay. So you can take control back if you want.
Yeah, that's fine. Side. Thank you for that. Okay, so I'm just going to start doing one at a time, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think there's any easy way for us to. There's not really an easy way to combine these to have enough Wego ports. It's cleaner just to run individuals.
Yeah. Yeah, like versus trying to combine wires into one and just jump them.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think it's simpler. I mean, it's more wires, but it's simpler versus trying to splice things. Or yeah, I'm fine with it. I really don't mind running it back to the PSU, like you're saying. We're only using, you know, 2 ports, I guess. Like so, there's yeah, that's fine. I think that's a good plan. All the other stuff then is being powered off of Super 8, right? As far as the static cooling fans and everything else. I mean, as far as we know.
Yeah, everything else should be coming off of there.
Cool.
The Tuxedo is saying just add another Wego strip. It's just a whole other strip for one wire when we have enough outputs on the power supply to just use that.
Yeah. I mean, I could add I could print out a different one, right? That just is for like a two pin Wego or whatever to make it so
you need at least 3. You need at least 3 because you'd have to take off from another one to, right? Is that right?
Yeah. No, 2. Because you need one to jump over the voltage and one to jump over the ground. And then you would go straight to the CPAP with it. Right? Where would the third one come in? I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't see why you need more than 2. Very well could be wrong.
Well, is that just to jump from the power supply, straight from the power supply, or come from the existing Wegos?
I was going to come from the existing Wegos, and if you come
then you need at least
Wegos,
3.
Then you need 3. You're right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you gonna try to go down for all of them into the wire channel and then
it's a little tight, but I am gonna try that. I think I'm gonna bend. I think I'm gonna bend the fork terminal down to make that happen too. Bend it out of the way. Here, I can give you a good view if you want to see what I just did.
Yeah, sure.
So right here, I just took this and bent it down so it's out of the way of being able to put this here.
Oh, yeah. I think I've got more space than you. Wait, no, I don't have. I don't know, but yeah, I see what you're saying. Just make sure there's enough gap for the cap to be able to get on there.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah. So we're, like Pedro says there, we're gonna go from the PSU for the CPAP.
Yep.
And we'll explain the CPAP wiring when we get there. I'm gonna let you take control back. Did you get it back?
Yep. Yep, got it.
Okay.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
So then,
I got a random question, Steve, because you were just playing around with it. I saw someone talking about this on Twitter today. For someone posted on Twitter that the Chaotic Labs tap requires 5 volts and that the LDO Voron 2.4 is 24, so they're not compatible. I don't think that's correct.
That is, I don't know. Right now, I don't know that I have the mental capacity to go through and say how I would hook it up.
Okay.
because I'd want to be looking at the board or wiring diagram before I gave actual advice on that.
Sure. But that's the exact thing I was planning on probably doing, and I might not be then. I might go with the
I think that can probably be done. I'm just not prepared to give advice on how to do it.
Well, I think that it uses a breakout board, and so if you go to the other side of the breakout board, you should be able to just feed that 5 volts instead of 24 volts. So that way it becomes 5 volts up at the toolhead instead of the 24 volts that its standard comes with if you configure it the way LDO has it configured.
Well, you need 24 volts for other things on the board, though.
Oh, because it's just taking 24 volts from the same 24 volts that's fed and everything else. Okay, gotcha. Never mind. All right, yeah, don't explain this right now. I just wanted to at least know if that was actually a thing, and it sounds like it is. So I'll have to figure out, put some more mental thought into it before I actually dive into it. Then
Shane said they did it by pinching pins from the end stops. Just be careful of shared grounds. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'll probably end up. I'm sure if I do my no idea and snoop around the or on Discord, somebody's got a thread or something. Pulling. Okay, so drive power is one that is indeed getting it. So let's move you guys like this, and red is positive. We will go like this. Do you, I didn't realize it. Do you talk to yourself often, Steve, when you're working on things, or not really?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Okay, cool.
All the time.
I feel like if you don't, like, that's dangerous. Like, I feel like that's like the same thing to do is talk to yourself, you know, when you're doing some sort of I mean, I don't know, maybe that's how I justify being a little cuckoo, but I definitely catch myself. Man, what the heck? Oh, there we go. It's a tight fit with these forks. I mean, it's perfect. It's great, but it's
like
not.
I said, I'm bending them down towards the back panel just to make sure I have the clearance there.
Yep. Oh man, I don't want to put too much pressure, but I think I'll be okay. I mean, even like left to right in the actual in the terminal itself, it's like an exact fit. Yeah, it's an exact fit pretty much. Yep. More so than the power supply's bigger terminals.
Someone who has bought one of these Mellow boards may not realize they have a little sticker on there to aid in the identifying these ports, so power and all that.
Yeah, you showed me. I didn't even like I didn't even acknowledge it. It was in there, and I had to have touched it and moved it out of the way, but I didn't even look at it. And Steve's like, "Yeah, I got this nice little label." I'm like, what the heck? Yeah. It is nicer than it is nicer than trying to look from down below or figure it out. I do like it. It's a bit bigger than the plastic cover, so you'll want to cut it down before you peel it. I did not do that. All right, Legos. What are you doing is thinking aloud. Yeah, exactly. There's a difference between okay, that's fair. That's fair. There is a difference. I think it's probably when you start to talk back to yourself. That's when maybe. So yeah, it's more so thinking things through out loud. You're probably right.
And it's so funny just thinking about what progress we've made today, and I feel like we've made steady progress. But talk every time when we talk about what we're going to get done and where we might get to.
It's not. It doesn't happen. But I mean, we've done a good job.
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah. I'm really happy with what. But yeah, we had said like we're going to get through this, all of the AC, all the DC. We're going to solder up some end stops. We're probably going to get the all the stepper motor wires into their terminals, and when we're going to high five, and that was what we're going to do today. So. But I mean, it's cool. I mean, setting big goals is kind of cool, right? Like, then you really strive towards it versus, we're just going to do this little thing and you don't get very far because that's all you're anticipating. So
So be
I'm fine with
careful
it.
when you get to the bed power terminal.
Bed power. Okay.
Be careful when you get to the bed power.
Oh, it switches.
Yep.
It switches.
Now,
okay, thank you, Steve.
This has to be here for the bed output to work, but we're not really using the capacity here because we're just switching the SSR.
Signal.
We could technically probably find some other port on the controller and use that for switching the bed, and then that would free up one of these Wago powers. You wouldn't have to put that bed power or populate the bed power spot.
Yeah.
But
what Steve's saying is it goes positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, psych, negative, positive.
Yeah.
So you just got to be careful on the little switch up because it's very easy to like get in that sort of tunnel vision of repeating the same thing over and over again. What switches? The limit switches, Mitch? For like X, Y, and Z, it uses limit switches, unless that's not at all what you're talking about. Oh, what switches? You're saying the order. Yeah.
Yeah, the order.
My bad. Yep. I can almost guarantee you, if you hadn't said anything, we probably would have had this conversation at a different point, and I'm glad you said something. It's not that abnormal. I'm pretty sure I've seen other boards like Big Two Tech that's done the same. But yeah, it absolutely is like every single time.
There was some chatter about the new Revo high temp. So what's
it uses
curious what the confusing part is. And then I know it's different. So the expectation would have been a ceramic heater, right?
Yeah. The only thing compatible is the heatsink. The nozzle thing isn't compatible with any other ones, and then it's a square.
The nozzle isn't compatible?
I don't. Okay, maybe I'm lying. The things I know are different though. Like it's a square block versus a round block. It uses a standard cartridge and a standard thermistor versus the integrated ones. Maybe the threads are the same. So
I think everything else is the same. I think the Revo nozzle brake is the same.
Okay.
It uses a PT100 or PT1000 for the thermistor.
Slice looking block. Yeah. To be perfectly honest with you, I opened Claire's link and I looked at the pictures and I moved on. I didn't have a chance to actually read, but based off what I saw, that was what it looked like to me, was that it looked different. But yeah, I need to probably read the detailed press release or whatever.
Yeah.
I wonder why though. I'm sure it explains it in that article. But it's.
I think it kind of hints at why. I think there's probably more to it as far as when you're talking about designing something to be capable up to 500 C. The whole other range of considerations to deal with. And to do it well and proper.
Yeah. It's expensive, but less than a mosquito. Yeah, I mean, it's for a real... The person that's buying that to print at that temperature isn't worried about money. Like, at least not like in that regard, because we used to sell Peak and Ultim and PEC and like carbon fiber PEC, and like, I mean, it was anywhere between $300 to like $500 for half kg to kg. So the price of the hot end is negligible for someone that's needing to print that for, you know, professional industry. It's just a completely different ballpark. Drive power.
I'm feeling pretty good about how clean this is looking.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
You're not?
I don't know. Mine probably doesn't look the way yours does, dude. And I think you're further along than I am, because if you were already looking at the opposite direction of the bed power going in, that means you're at least 5 terminals ahead of me.
Oh, I'm working on the grounds.
You did all of the...
Oh yeah, I did all of the powers, and now I'm doing all the grounds.
Okay, so you just... Again,
so that makes more sense.
We do things differently. Come on, dude. This does not want to go in. There we go.
Since the PTC heaters restrict current as temps go up, I wonder if they can't get enough heat out of higher temps. It's very possible.
That's interesting, isn't it? Because didn't Tom or Stefan do a video on where they basically like forced it to just, they connected it directly to power, and it doesn't, like nothing happens. Like it just climbs the temperature that eventually maxes out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember that. That was wild. Am I doing this right? Yes. Yeah, I wonder if that is it. This has been fairly enjoyable, Steve. As much as I like don't usually do any wiring on stream, like it's been fairly enjoyable. But I will say that I think it's much more enjoyable having
with company.
Yeah, because like you know, like if I'm doing something, you can look at chat for a bit, or we're like talking. Versus if it were just me, I'd either be so distracted or so focused that I'd feel like I'm dropping the ball somewhere. So it's nice having 4 eyeballs instead of 2 like I normally have.
At least 3.5.
Yeah, exactly. At least 3.5. Tom Sandlander and Nero would say.
Tom Salamander, not Sandlander.
That's not right.
I know.
I
said that was the point to the message, is Nero would say Salamander.
Oh, I completely, like, my eyes corrected it before you
corrected it automatically.
Yeah. I try my best to say names right when I reference someone in video, and it is real tough sometimes. Like I think for Tom, a lot of times I just say Tom's 3D. Like it's just easier. Everyone knows who I'm talking about. But yeah, I've butchered not even like just people's names, but talking about printers. I remember it was the I think it was the Voxelab Aquila. But like people called it like the Aquila, and like I mean I watched other people's videos on it. I looked on the website to try to really do my best to get it right, and apparently I just screwed it up because the comments are full of like just like just people that I've offended. Yeah, and I'm like, I am sorry. I really like would you believe that I did homework and I still got it wrong? Yeah. Tom's last name. Yeah, it is tough.
Sandlander.
I thought it's yeah, I can't. Sandlander.
Sandlander.
Yeah. If you say it quick, it just sounds right.
Yeah.
You can jumble like 4 words.
Just jumble it together.
Yeah.
Jose
I think
Ferreira.
You guys never say my name right. Jose yeah, it's me. Ferreira is how I say that. I don't say your last name probably intentionally, Jose, because I don't want to say it wrong.
I'm gonna get my name officially changed to last name to Builds.
Call me Builds, Steve Builds. All right.
Actually, my middle name is Builds. Builds is my middle name.
Call him BS, Steve. I'm calling BS.
Jose Ferrari.
That'd be cool if it was pronounced like Ferrari. What did I miss? Some shenanigans. Some shenanigans, definitely.
I miss all the shenanigans.
Yeah, lots. Shenanigans to the max.
We're gonna have a pretty wiring contest when we're done.
Oh no, I'll lose that. So we're doing, which one are we skipping? Is this the final one on the far left?
I do not know any other languages. We are skipping the one on the end.
Yeah,
the one on the end is bed out.
Yep. Cool.
You have to hear it to learn it. Send us an audio message.
Oh, for last name?
For Jose's.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with Steve. Audio message, please.
Or are we getting the first name wrong? Is it Joe's?
No way. Yeah, maybe that's what he means, because I only say his first name pretty much because I'm not entirely sure about last name. So I usually just go, like, if someone has a long name, I usually just pick a part of it, and like that's what I'm going with. My last name is Gonos, and most of my life, nobody says it right. Usually they say like Gonos, almost like a Z at the end of it, or Gonez, but it's like bonus, but with a G, so like Jonas. Yeah, Jonas. But it doesn't look like it would sound like that based off of it, you know, the spelling or whatever. But my dad always, because I'm sure my dad had the same thing. He's the one that says that. It's like bonus with a G, bonus. But yeah, never. I usually don't correct people because I'm like, it is what it is. Like you give it your best try, and I can appreciate that my name is not, you know, the last name isn't super simple. It looks simple, but
okay.
It's not. Now you're done?
Yeah.
Must be nice. Are they original Wego clips or printed ones? Yeah, no, they're original. The only thing that's printed is the DIN mounts that they're in. But yeah, they're true Wegos. Do they have? I guess there probably are printed.
There are. You can buy DIN mounts that the Wegos are designed to clip into.
Oh, I meant like DIY Wegos.
Oh, yeah. I
wouldn't trust that.
I don't think so.
What's a Portuguese name? Nice.
Jose?
Right. Yeah, I think Jose is in Portugal, so maybe that's what it means.
Okay. That is there. We could theoretically power on the board now. We don't want to do that yet.
No. Steve, I'm going to try to release... Oh, I did it. I released it.
You released it?
Yeah, I crimped it like slightly offset, and I flipped the little switch on the back with my thumb, and here we are, going again.
Nice.
You gotta shed like a singular tear just falling down. They grow up so fast. All right, let's see. I'm getting there, Steve. I'm
you're
getting
good.
there. Please stop yelling. I'll be there. Oh, Jackson is yelling.
Not a happy boy?
No, it's I think that was a happy scream. It's weird. Like he's discovered screaming lately, and he uses it both when he's happy, and the happy scream is kind of cute. Like, you know, like when Aaron got him his little Mickey Mouse stuffed animal and brought it out, like he screamed in excitement. That was adorable. But boy, when it's time for bed or he's hungry, it is not adorable, and I wish he hadn't discovered it. Yeah, I think I mentioned this the other day, but like, yeah, the two things he's done recently that are different is the screaming. And the other thing he's done that's really funny is that he's discovered that he has a tongue, and it is so funny. He's just like making all sorts of like you know, snapping sound, yeah, like tongue to nose, like I am like cracking up. All like, what are you doing with your tongue, dude? Yeah, it's super funny. So he's got like one new trick that's not so cool, and another one that's like quite hilarious. So yeah, some good and some make me want to close my door and say, "You got this, Aaron." I got work to do. There we go.
Yeah, this is looking good. I'm fairly pleased.
Yeah, I think I gave myself probably a bit too much wire length, but I'm gonna hide in the channels and pretend it's not there, so it'll be
okay.
It'll be all right. Yeah. Okay, I've got one more Steve on each, and then I am good to go on.
Okay. Then we're on to 40 volt, 48 volt.
Yep. And the 48 is just going to be all of those drivers.
Okay. While you're doing that, I'm going to go refresh my drink.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Great.
Put myself on mute.
Good. Okay. All right. Steve does everything faster than me. Other than, yeah, I kept thinking we'd hit some point in this build series where I'm like, all right, ha ha! And so far, no marbles. Do you have a name of that controller? Steve needs to. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That's true. Is that the secret? I would use black Sharpie on those terminals. Yeah. I mean, wait, you mean it's like on the blue wires? All the blue is negative and all the red is positive. Because we're just using that because that's what the kit came with. So it should be fairly easy to remember since that's the case for all of it. But I would have preferred it to be black. I would have preferred it to be black wire. But it's at least like decent wire. Wiring is therapeutic. I hate wiring on the red terminal caps. Oh, on over here you're saying? Yeah, I don't mind wiring. Usually if I'm wiring off stream like I normally do, I just sort of put on some like lo-fi, like usually that one mix on YouTube, like the live stream one, and just sort of get in my zone. So yeah, I don't mind it too much. I just don't typically, again, like do it on stream because it's just, if Steve wasn't here, who knows what shenanigans he'd be up to at this point. So he like at least keeps it where it's like, cool, we're you know, there's some sense of sanity in this stream.
I think what someone might be mentioning is that we have all red fork terminals.
Oh, okay.
I gotta put myself on mute for a second.
Oh, yep. Gotcha. Yep, that makes sense. That would make sense, and that's probably not a bad idea then to Sharpie those so you can see it. I mean, it does show them on this little printed thing, but I get what you're saying. It wouldn't be a bad idea to have them there. That Stream Beats chiptunes you use. I'm colorblind proof. Yeah, the one I usually listen to if I'm not on stream is it's the girl that's in like, I think there's a cat next to her, like by the rainy window. If you just search like lo-fi mix, it's the one that's been live for as long as like years at this point. That's too long. That I can tell is too long. Usually it's nice just to have a little music on. I don't usually like lyrics if I'm doing something that's super like technical. It distracts me, but just a little bit of background music to kind of drown out.
I'm back.
Drown out other things. Cool. All right. I was worried. You were right. That's what he was talking about, Steve, was the little fork connectors.
Yeah.
I'm over here guessing like, oh, you talk. Steve just comes back.
Hey.
It's this.
Real quick, Pascal, we haven't been moderating chat. If something you tried to say got removed, it was probably it was filtered out by YouTube.
Yeah, it's an Autobot. It could be Stream Elements. I do have a Stream Elements bot.
Oh, okay.
But I don't. Yeah, it would be whatever their defaults are, which I have zero clue. Usually, I don't think it's ever been an issue before, but I don't know if it was a certain word or if it was a timing thing. I really don't know.
Yeah. If you try to do a link, links get auto-filtered unless you're a moderator.
Yeah, links won't work. Yeah. Which makes sense.
There is a emoji bug. If you end your statement with a smiley face or something, and it actually comes up as an emoji, a graphical emoji, it will delete all the text and just leave that emoji. So if you do a smiley face, it'll just be an emoji. You can fix that by putting an additional space at the end. We'll do it. That's what I do.
Yeah, that's.
I usually finish it off and then I hit spacebar a few times.
I do too. I can't believe that it's clearly a bug, right?
It's been around forever.
It's been around.
It's
Dude,
ridiculous.
How in the hell has no programmer on their team been like, hey, I'm gonna squash a bug today. Let's do that one that's been screwing with and it's not like, that's kind of a big bug. I end a lot of sentences with an emoji when I'm like replying to somebody. So when it first was happening, it was really pissing me off because I'm like, I just lost all this couple sentences.
I know, you go through and then suddenly you've responded with a smiley face. Oh crap.
Yep.
So this
and
is
I'm like,
work,
what
so
the
I've got to
heck?
mute again.
Gotcha. No worries. All right. Boop. Okay. All right. We have got wires. I'll probably put some zip ties or something down here later to
Okay.
clear it up. I would have fixed it. I'm a developer. Yeah. I'm, again, surprised. There's some bugs or things that I get. I'm like, yeah, they can't, you know, things are complicated, but that's just, to me, a big one that interferes with the experience of the live stream. So, yep. Okay, got mine.
So
Done. I'm gonna
24
take a
volts
second to
done?
have a sip. Yep, 24 is, yeah, it's all in.
Awesome.
It is all in. So now 48.
48 volts. Okay. Time. Okay, what is the pinout on these drivers? Is there anything in the documentation on these?
There's got to be. I'm gonna see desktop.
Because they're not easily identifiable from the top.
Yep.
I'm scrolling through. It looks like we've got some pictures further down that kind of show. Whoever did this document.
It says,
huh?
Yeah, plug in a wire to the plus side of the Wago and run it to your 5160. Put it in the bottom slot like shown in this picture.
Okay. So here's what I do.
Uh-huh.
If you have one, I like to grab a red Sharpie.
Yeah, I don't, but I like that idea.
I like to grab a red Sharpie. Here, if you want to give me.
Yeah. I guess. There you go.
I like to grab a red Sharpie and then color the top of the terminal, the screw, and it shows up really well. It gives you a visual indicator later. So just take a red Sharpie and grab that to show which one, at least which one is the power. And I do that often on other things. Like if these weren't marked clearly, I'd be coloring the tops of the screws red for the ones that are the positive side. Nail polish is fine too. I think a Sharpie is quick. You don't have to wait for it to dry. It'll be there for forever.
I mean, it's similar to what LDO does, right? When you buy their kits.
Well,
I'm pretty sure.
Guess why they do that?
Because of Steve?
Yeah.
Really?
I suggested it.
That's right. You do. Yeah, you do the. Damn, that's awesome. Yeah, I do like it. I mean, it's a small thing. Like even if it saves 1 out of 50 people, it's worth it. It is such a small thing, you know. Like why not do that?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I do like that. Look, can I see? Okay, no, you've got your board positioned about the same distance as me. I'm just thinking it's going to be a little bit tight. No, it won't be too bad. It won't be too bad. So yeah, this is all just Wagos.
Okay.
So I'm gonna Steve it.
You can take it back if you want.
No, you take it for a little bit, dude. You got a nice sliding, unless you don't want it. But I mean, people have been watching me crimp. So this is all. I'm gonna do this side the way you do it, where I'm just gonna start off with all positive. That way I don't, mess things up, and I can make sure I'm doing bottom, 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 and then I'll switch over to negative. Where did
these are all ferrules, both sides?
Yep.
I'm gonna have to order some more ferrules, actually.
Really?
Oh yeah.
You have only the reds. Only the reds are that size. I think I have grays, or I think my gray.
No, this is the only size on these.
Yeah. I bet you got the same ones I did off Amazon.
Yeah. I like the board terminals that unplug too. Yes, absolutely.
Oh, those are nice. Yeah, so that way you can. Yeah, Raspberry Pis I think are readily available. At least
getting more so.
Yeah, the Pi 4s are more. The 2Ws are still a pain in the butt to get. They don't seem to stay in stock very long. But I've seen at least some variants of the 4s be in stock for like multiple days now. I haven't bought. Oh, I did. I goofed, dude. So I you know the Pi tracker or whatever that
Pi locator.
So I been following them on Twitter forever, and I had tried a couple of times to buy Pis over the last 2 years, but every site like has 2FA now for it, or like especially what's Adafruit, and so like it screwed up on me twice. Where I'm like, all right, I'm over it, and I saw that it said Pi W's in stock or whatever, and so I quickly jumped on it and got it from the UK. It showed up, and it was a Raspberry Pi. It was a Raspberry Pi W, dude, Gen 1.
Oops.
I was, because it was such a rush thing. I saw the tweet. I was like, it was 2 minutes ago. I'm gonna get this, and I was so fast that I didn't even read the product title to make sure. So now I've got another like one of 5 of the original ones that I don't typically like to use for 3D printing, but that's what I get for trying to beat.
Probably find some other cool
else.
project to do with it.
Yeah, I'm sure I will. I would like to. I'm really interested in playing around a bit with like home automation and somehow like incorporating 3D printing with that. I think that would be fun for like different sensors and stuff like that. So I'm sure I'll find a project at some point, but I was pretty disappointed when it arrived, and I was like, this isn't what I thought I was paying for. Apple Pies from England. I gave up and ordered a Big Tree Tech Pi 4. Nice. Yeah, the only downside of the Pi 4 is for the LCD screen that you have to use HDMI or what's the other one, Steve? That you
SPI?
can't use? Yeah. But the Big Tree Tech one is pretty cool as well because you can power it over 24 volts, so you don't need another power supply, and it has jumpers for CAN bus. I just ordered the CAN bus adapter for the one I have, so there's definitely some pluses with going that route. I don't know a flathead. Gotta be a flathead somewhere. There we go. Okay, so we determined bottom is positive. Jeez. Are you struggling to get... Oh, there we go. I'm struggling to get the ferrule to fit inside of the...
Yeah, you just have to unscrew it a little bit further, I think.
Yeah.
Someone asked where I got the printed mounts for these Wagos. I have them. I'm pretty sure that Kyle-Lisa from the Voron crew modeled or adapted them, remixed them. I don't know if they're published somewhere, but if they are, I'll get it out there. I'll get a link to them.
Kyle-Lisa, Steve?
Yeah.
Okay, I've been saying it wrong, and I've even said it wrong in a video then when I was talking about Cam. I've been calling him Kyle as an H.
Kyle is an H?
I thought it was... Yeah, because Kyle is a H, but I didn't
Oh, it
think
might be.
Kyle.
I mean, I just...
Oh, okay. I thought you knew definitively, and I was like, damn,
no,
I definitely said it wrong then. Okay, all right. He never corrected me, so... It's funny. Again, names. I bought two CM4s from a UK sensor company. Oh, cool. Yeah, compute module 4s. Yeah, I still think that like official Raspberry Pis, if you can get them, are typically better. But I've had some pretty good experiences on a few other boards. I just think that the Wi-Fi, if you're running over wireless, it can be a pain in the butt. That's the biggest thing with like driver compatibility or issues with some of the dongles. Like I have spent lots of hours on a few different boards trying to figure out why the wireless is not working the way it should be.
And I'm leaving myself a little extra wire by looping it down kind of below the board and then back around. Why
are you doing this?
Just for extra, just in case wire length.
Okay.
So each wire is ending up about 4 inches long or so.
Okay. Mine is not that way, but I don't know. You did some other wires longer or shorter than me, and I did other ones longer, so we'll see. Hopefully it'll be okay. I'm giving a little bit of slack, right? Like, so that way I should be able to shimmy the board if I need to a little bit, but I'm not giving myself a lot of slack. We'll see. My goal is that once this thing is set, like once we're moving along, that I don't have to do a whole lot of. But we'll see if that stays true, because again, if I end up deciding to go the water cooling route, then it's probably going to mean a lot of things are shifting around.
Gonna all shift around anyway, yeah.
Yeah. Are we doing at some point a second Charlie treat, or no? This is a one-time thing today.
I have no problems with giving Charlie extra treats.
Okay.
I don't think anybody's gonna complain.
I feel like when we're done with the driver 48 volts, it's probably Charlie.
That's a good idea.
Treat. Yeah.
Especially if he's sound asleep, it's even better. It sounds mean, but I mean, he obviously enjoys it.
He goes from completely, like he goes from completely on a different planet to like, here I am. First print next stream. I don't know, but yeah, I don't think so. I think that no, there's way too much, because Toolhead's gonna take a while to figure out the routing and all that, and then we have to do the end stop soldering. All the stepper motor wires to come back here. We have to do the static cooling fan, the CPAP. There's so much. Yeah, the following stream maybe, but even that, yeah, I don't know.
We got a whole configuration stream and setup.
I'm hoping there's a config file, dude. It's pretty well polished, but maybe that's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, lucky boy.
The quicker we get to the end of the build, the quicker the series ends, which is super bittersweet. So, so we yeah, we want to. I mean, we're not. I would say we're absolutely not stalling by any means, but we also want to take the time to do things to what Steve would consider right. So I'm not in a rush, and again with what this printer is, I just want to take the time and make sure everything is dialed in before we start throwing crazy stuff at it.
Okay.
So what printer are you guys gonna build next? I don't know. You gotta find us a.
What else is out there that neither of us have built before? Because that's a lot of the fun of it.
Yeah. Well, I would say belt printers. There's like the Ender 3 conversion belt printer I haven't done, which would be fun. There is. I mean, you haven't done a rat rig. I know you said that you're not certain if you're gonna do one. I think, but I wouldn't be against doing that.
Have you done a rat rig?
Only the V Minion, so I haven't done the V Core. Like I haven't done the Core XY. I've only done the cantilever, and that was quite a long time ago. So yeah, I would love to do the V Core. Hell, I would love to, even when the Mercury frame is out, go through the process of tearing mine down. We can do that, dude. Like upgrade to the. Yeah, I'm sure we'll figure out something.
Yeah.
There's like, oh, dude, Snake Oil XY, baby.
Yeah.
Snake Oil would be fun, dude. I've been following Phil, right? Is his name? I think that's right.
I don't remember.
Okay. Yeah, I've been following his stuff for a while. It looks freaking sweet. Yeah, this is tight. My negative wires are gonna be like hanging 10 off the side of the din.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude. How are yours not?
Well, it's right on the edge. You see that?
Yeah.
Right on the
okay,
edge.
so it's about mine then.
Yeah.
I just meant like he's
I've already built a micron. I'm seeing micron in there. Pandora's box. That's potential.
Yeah, I would. Pandora's box is on my list, like my not so distant list. I would love to do that, even if it's not a kit and it's self-sourcing. I would love to do that. I haven't done a solid fork. I haven't done any of the Doom Cube stuff. I haven't done. God, there's got to be more. Someone posted a group of American timers. That was a lot of time.
I still
he
want to do the Tic Tac.
Oh, like the mini rat rig?
Yeah.
It's basically like it's basically a V-Minion, but like even freaking smaller.
Well, it's by our own Squirrel Brain, right?
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So, viewer build.
Is he Voron team or no?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I mean my current things are after this is I need to get the Trident done, and then I really want to get ERCF done. I've been saying that forever, but I really do. I really do. Even if it's just to say I built an ERCF, like I just need to do it. And then basically like V0 mods and upgrading other things. Like that's really the current the current lineup. You didn't finish your V0, did you? The duet one?
I have not. That's once we're done with this, that'll be the first thing back. Will be that, and then I need to do the Rook.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
The Fabrico Rook kit, and that one will get given away.
Yeah, that's super cool.
The build itself, which will be fun.
Is Rook a because I mean, like, you know how the V0 is a small printer, but it's a fairly complex build. Is Rook fairly simple as far as build goes, or is it similar in terms that
I think so,
like...
but I'm not 100%. I haven't done all my research on it yet.
There's zombies in chat. I know you've done quite a few. Zombie should be a fun little build. Yeah, what would you say? Because you've done V0s too, I think. Zombie in comparison, is it fairly similar or is it easier? Like I know you don't have to like preload and stuff like that. I don't think so. That simplifies a certain aspect. Look at mine, Steve. I want to see what you think about this. Let me see if I go.
What do we got? Yeah, that's wiring.
You don't love it. You don't love it.
It's very small. I can't tell. Okay. I mostly said that to be funny. Sorry.
Okay. Well, it was. It was, but it hurt. No, I think I'm pretty happy with it. Once the blue's next to it. I mean, to be fair, it's gonna be kind of crazy, right? Because we're still gonna add 16 more wires to this dang side, like from the steppers. This whole area is gonna look kind of chaotic in the end. Anyways.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's gonna be nuts. So I guess it doesn't really. You know, but once we slap the acrylic with the VZ logo on it, maybe I'll throw some LEDs in the back area just for fun. I think it'll be fine. No one will say anything. The Rook is pretty simple. Could mostly knock it out in an afternoon if you're moderately good at wiring. I don't think I could knock it out in an afternoon, but somebody could.
Yeah, that is this. Once we get to stepper wiring over here, is going to be interesting how things line up.
Chaos. Yeah, it's going to be kind of chaos.
It's going to be pretty fugly, I think.
Yep. Good word choice. Like, wow.
Potentially.
Yeah. The VZ is like gorgeous in the front, but on the back it like absolute nightmare fuel with all the wiring.
We'll find out.
Yeah. How far are you with your... Oh, I'm still showing... I never switched it back to you.
No, you're good.
How far are you with your driver wiring?
I'm on the grounds.
Okay, I just started the grounds.
I got all the 48 volt done.
Yep.
Now I'm on the grounds. Why?
Okay. I'm just trying to get a gauge of how far behind I am. I'm in the same spot as you. I'm also done with the 48 volts. I'm doing ground now.
Cool.
So, yeah. Not like it's a race or anything like that, but not like it's a race or nothing. Uber, are you kidding?
You should check out Small Wire on Kevin, aka Sam Discord. He's been working on it for a bit. Supposed to be a small switch wire that uses most parts from a V0. That sounds fun.
Yeah, Kevin aka Sam's kind of a mad scientist. I really like his belted build is fun. I did that, the belted Ender 3 conversion, and then I know he's been working on it's like a quad IDEX, so it's an IDEX but with 4 tool heads.
Ooh.
Just like, yeah, I don't know that it's ever, like, I don't think it's actually released. It's still, because it's a really ambitious project. But I honestly haven't followed up on it in quite a while, so he might have made some more progress on it. But then there was also like a tool head he was working on, or like an extruder. He does some cool stuff. And like, man, you'll really appreciate if you look into his stuff. His documentation is gorgeous. Like the web design, yeah, it is really, really nice to follow along with, which just makes the whole thing, you know, that much more enjoyable. So.
The Eldar, how complex is the Tridex conversion I've done? It's not too bad. It's definitely very in line with the other Voron stuff, considering that Eddie, the engineer, is the main designer on it. Yeah, it's really not bad. It's not, I wouldn't say it's complex. I'd say there's just a lot of factors to consider when you're doing any IDEX. And it's really all kind of post-build, getting things lined up type stuff. The offsets, getting your offsets correctly and building things well enough to where you can get good offsets.
Yeah. Is there an actual PDF guide for it, or is it CAD?
No. I think it's CAD, yeah.
Yeah.
My IDEX, my Tridex, is based on a combination of a 250 frame and a 350 frame. And it's the 350 parts in the X direction and the 250 parts in the Y direction, which gives me about 250 print area in Y, but maybe 220, 215 in X. I posted in Flip Steve asking what the Z offset adjustment is like on the second Tridex hot end. It's all in, it's basically all in the bed, in the firmware offsets. Are you kidding? There's not really any adjustment in the tool head.
Interesting. That's not the normal way. I've used quite a few IDEXs, and most all of them are in the tool head.
Zombie's asking if I can talk about big yet. What's big? I don't know what big is. Can't talk about it if I don't know what it is.
Zombie?
Are you talking about V24? I can say that I'm building one. I can't say any details about it. I can say that it's not exactly V24 as folks saw at Rocky Mountain Rep Rap Festival. But that's about as far as I can go.
You know what I'd like to build, Steve? A Jubilee.
Jubilee? So there's Jubilee, there's Black Box from KB3D.
Yep. The reason why Jubilee is the one I want more so is I think it's, I might be mistaken, but I think it's less machine parts than Black Box is.
Ah.
But I might be wrong. I might be wrong. KB3D would probably know better than me on that. But I saw Black Box at Murph and talked with the developer last year, and it was gorgeous. I mean, it's a gorgeous looking setup. I think Jubilee, from what I remember seeing, had been around longer, and I believe it's running RepRap firmware. And I know that I've seen you can get on, I don't know if they're like clones or how the project works, but I know you can get like toolhead mount systems from AliExpress. Like at least one vendor makes them, which I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I especially because I am not getting the XL tool changer, I still think it would be cool to, you know, build one. But I want it to be like an ecosystem that is still like being fairly actively developed and you know, has like, I don't want it to be like an abandoned project. That's my biggest concern, because it's a fairly big investment in time and you know, cost.
I really wanted a E3D tool changer for a long time.
Yeah.
And I still would, absolutely, but I can't really justify the space or the money for one. Space is a big one.
Yeah,
just because it's kind of iconic at this point.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
My first Smurf ever in 2017 or 18, I think it was the first time they ever showed it off, and I got to see it, and it was mesmerizing. Like, I'd been 3D printing for like 4 years at that point, but I'd never been to an event, and I'd never seen anything like it. And just, it was basically, they just had it sort of parking and releasing different tool heads, and it was so freaking cool. Like, I remember seeing it, and just, I've wanted one for a very, very long time as well, and I've been close to looking at my bank account, looking at E3D's website, and like, can I?
They've had some sales. They had
they have
not too long ago. That was like, it was like 20% off or something.
Yeah, I know, but especially because we've been saving for a house for like the last couple years, it's like, it's a big chunk, like, and I do have a really typically easy time justifying things like, I could use this for content, I can swing it, but it's just, every time I'm like, it's a lot, man, and will I actually spend the time to configure it correctly? Because everyone I know that has them, and like I said, 2 people in my work currently have one, the third did have it, but he moved and didn't move it with him. They've said that it's great, but the process to get it to great is a pretty like long journey. So, and I know myself, and like things always sound really great, and then I get to them and I'm like, ooh, maybe this wasn't the best idea. So I've been sort of trying to avoid that.
The Brendan builds tool changer that's shown up at the different rep firmwares. No, the tool changer one. The blue, isn't it? It's blue wires or something.
Oh yeah, gorgeous wires, like the white and blue, right?
Yeah.
Pascal, what do you print other than printer stuff? I know Steve makes Nerf guns or examples. A lot of organization stuff. Like, I mean, you can see this setup here, but like a bunch of my storage things right here are, these ones are not printed, but I have a lot of these with printed inserts. Like the organizers we're using for this. I like 3D printing currently is primarily an organizational tool for me. I've got some of the, nope, not there, that's a messy drawer. I started printing out some of the, oh gosh, what's the system called that Zach Friedman has, that the square?
Gridfinity?
Gridfinity, yeah, I've done that a little bit. So yeah, I like it for organization. Initially, I got into 3D printing to do video game modding stuff, and I'd like to do that at some point, but it's time is really the biggest issue for that. It's pretty, it would take a lot of time that I currently don't have to dive back into that stuff. But yeah, primarily at this point, a lot of organization is kind of what I use it for functional stuff. You done, Steve?
I've been done for a little bit.
On my last one. Then Charlie treat time. Yeah. Yes, Charlie called.
Oh, sorry, I got distracted by a text.
No worries.
Do you think Prusa will release the Prusa XL tool changer to the market as a semi-open source project, or not at all besides replacements? I don't know that it'll necessarily get released, but hopefully the design, at least portions or whatever of the design, get released that could be used.
Yeah, I think that Prusa is, based off of the interviews and stuff I've seen, they're keeping their cards a little bit closer to their chest.
Yeah.
And I can't say I blame them, honestly, given the way that the market and industry has shifted in the last like decade I've been involved. It's more like it's a lot more survival at this point, I think, for a lot of companies than it was for a very, very long time. There was yeah. So I'd be curious to see. I don't anticipate that everything is going to be released as just full open.
Right.
I just really don't see it. But we'll see. I mean, who knows? It could be proven wrong, but come on, dude. It's always the last of everything that. There we go. Come on, buddy. That's your home. That's your home right there. There you go.
I'm looking at the back of this printer, and I'm seeing the second DIN rail here is so lonely.
The second DIN rail?
Just the one with the AC stuff on it. There's just nothing down there. Maybe
should go on it?
I don't know what to do about it, but
make me want to like 3D print out something that's just for looks, like my logo, and just like snap it onto there. So there's like a filling the void or something like that. Oh no! It's like AirPod finally died. Okay, I'm back.
Everything else is, I mean, maybe water cooling stuff can go there later or something.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a little empty. But honestly, again, I think with that acrylic panel with the logo, it's going to hide some of that stuff anyway. I don't think it'll be quite so obvious. But right now, when you're looking at it dead on, you're like, cool. Because with the pie here, it's really going to be tight, this top section. Let me scoot this over a little bit.
Can probably move the SSR over just a little bit. There we go, like you did. Yours is over further than mine is.
Yeah, that's probably, oops. Why is this, what's that angle? Is it, I think it's this, that's at an angle. There we go. Keep those right there. Then there's room for the pie, perfect right there in that corner. I think it looks pretty good, man. Like, I mean, I know, I'm sure yours looks cleaner than mine, I know. But I think that it looks pretty good. And once the covers are on, I'm curious about, you said that the end stop wire, or not the end stop, but the stepper motor wires are all coming from the bottom?
Yeah, they're all going to be coming from the bottom.
Gotcha. Luke, how do you,
I got this question.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm going to find
I have the product right here that I use.
No, I got a good answer for this one. Tap Plastics. Oh, go ahead. But okay. I got a link for you, Luke. Tap Plastic has a whole little thing on cleaning acrylic. Let me see if that came up.
This stuff works really well. I've used it for.
There we go.
A lot.
Does it have ammonia in it? Oh, it says PlexiClean, so it probably doesn't.
No, it's for anti-static, so it removes static, leaves no streaks, repels dust. I love this. I've used this. I looked for a while because I was scared, and like all the Vorons have so much acrylic on the enclosure. It says great for acrylic, windows, picture frames, storm doors, windshields, special anti-static formula that repels dust while removing dirt, grease, and grime. I like this a lot, PlexiClean, so I can definitely recommend it. I mean, I like it enough that it was here with me when you asked the question.
Avoid using window cleaning sprays, kitchen cleaners, gasoline, benzene, that kind of stuff. There was some other, maybe, I think this was the best article there. But IPA is a bad idea. Yeah. IPA is a bad idea.
Even Windex is not a good idea.
Because Windex has ammonia in it.
Yeah.
And ammonia is a bad idea. Ugh. But this just came up recently, and someone had pasted this Tap Plastics link. So that made me remember that. Anyway.
Hey, Turtle's in the house.
Hey, Turtle. Turtle.
Am I not turtly enough for the Turtle Club? Oh, jeez.
What? You said birthday? Is it Turtle's birthday?
Who said that?
I thought did you say happy birthday?
No.
Where did I hear that?
I don't know.
Never mind then.
It said, hey Turtle, am I not turtly enough for the Turtle Club? I didn't say anything about that. I used plastic and glass cleaner. A lot of glass cleaners though, like, again, well, maybe it's a hybrid too. Okay.
It's your unbirthday.
Yeah, here, you get in camera, dude. It's Charlie treat time, I think.
Oh, Charlie treat time?
Yeah, dude.
You don't want to, I'm going to first show off my wiring.
Yeah. It looks good. It looks better than mine. I'll be the first to say it. I think it looks cleaner. It's like your wires are tighter together, and it's probably because you looped them the way you did.
I do apparently hear voices in my head, but I'm getting the other camera set up for Charlie treat time. Okay. Are we ready? Let's go here. Okay, here we go. Keep an eye on Charlie because in T-minus 2 seconds, he's going to be up and about.
Charlie!
The problem is, this is such a complex we've given him because every time we open any packaging, he's up and about and meowing.
He's like, Ruffles? Love them.
Yeah.
Jamoy, gotta shoot to bed. Early start tomorrow. First time viewer. Been lurking the past 3 hours. A good watch indeed. Have a great night. Hey, thank you so much for hanging out. Have a wonderful night. Great. This guy Z.
Circling like a shark.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier. He looks like he's a shark, like blood in the water.
Can you get it? Yep, there you go. Okay, last one. Oh, you missed it.
I saw
what about this one? You missed that one too. That one was from last time. You actually missed one from last time.
Huh. Oh,
yep.
happy boy.
Charlie treats. Might actually have to buy another bag.
What are the treats? Are they like the fancy? Not fancy. What's the?
Sensations or something.
Okay.
Temptations. Temptations.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yep. Totally. John says my Savannah cat used to be like that. If there was chicken brought into the house or out of the fridge. That's crazy. You know Savannah, John? Those things are freaking huge. I watched a documentary at one point on Savannahs because I think the lady that was a big breeder of them was pretty local to me, maybe in Orange County or something like that. Because we'd seen at least one out there. Bonus treats.
Bonus treats. Yep.
I think that I gotta be honest with you, Steve. I think that as far as wiring goes, I'm pretty tapped, dude.
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool.
We did
I was
good.
like,
we did good.
I was like, I don't think like the idea of soldering right now makes me want to cry. Like I don't want to touch anything, dude. Like I'm very happy with the work we've gotten done. You know, AC DC, like the band, is we're doing good. But yeah, I think this is like my heart and my mind just needs a break.
I can probably just go over. Like there's holes in the bottom here that the stepper wires are going to come through, and then they're going to follow along the channel here and then come up and connect to the drivers here.
Yep.
So just kind of an idea. Every stepper is going to kind of go to the bottom of the printer and then I have to come back over to this side. But it looks like we have enough
wire
cable
like
length,
stepper.
wire length to take
awesome.
do it.
It makes me happy.
So, yeah.
Steve's OCD is really showing with those color-coded Wego dang clips.
What's that?
Turtle's
my OCD is showing.
Yeah, it's coming at your color.
I had to do it. I had to do it when we.
He tried to convince me. He was like,
I did.
I did. No, nah, I'm good, dude. I'll go with the orange. I mean, I do think it's red. Like, it looks great. But no. I'll let Steve have that one. Cool.
But yeah, everything came through. It's all. We are powered. Now it's all stuff.
Are you gonna turn on the printer between now and Sunday or no?
No.
Okay, I won't either then.
First power on will be on camera.
Okay, I'll just trust.
Just in case there's smoke. I mean, that's the best thing, right?
It's true.
The only consolation if there's smoke is if you catch it on camera.
Yeah. Yep, that's fair. I've only. Oh God, hold on. Oh, dude, it got really heavy. Either that or I just got really from the exhaustion of wiring them. Oh, all right, let me turn the lights on. Whew. Come on, bud. You need yours to match. That's how co-stream builds work. No. We're together, separate together.
You can take split screen or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna do host side. No, that's not right. This is right. There we go. All right. Are you guys doing UART or USB from Pi to the control board? USB, right?
That's USB, I think.
Yeah.
Whatever the default setup is. Although, depending if it makes for cleaner wiring, I'm not opposed to setting it up over UART or something.
Yeah, I gotta see if I have cables that short. I think I do. I was like, I just saw a cable. Here's
nice
my
short.
micro perfect, dude, for micro USB, which is what I need for my Pi 3. So I am gonna plug this into the Pi right now because I will not find it when it comes time to actually use it. So that works out. And then I need a tiny USB-C, which I think I've got.
That's interesting. I got to figure out how I'm gonna actually plug in I'm gonna power the Pi.
Why?
Well, the power runs right into one of the Wagos for the 24-volt power.
Mine might be that same issue.
Yeah, we might have to talk about that. Figure out some options.
All right, we'll cross that bridge.
Yeah, it's not a tough one to cross.
Any rule of thumb when using silicone versus normal wire? Silicone's fine for this stuff, right?
I would say anything, silicone wire is fine anytime outside of chains. I wouldn't use silicone wire within any cable chains.
Yeah,
but anywhere else, it's fine.
I want to buy some high voltage USB-C silicone wire because this is what I've got right now. It's like cable braid stuff, and I bought it for a different application, but it's so stiff compared to silicone wire that when I am using it with the soldering iron, I don't like it. Like it pulls. Oh shit! What did I just do?
Oh no.
Oh. It pulls, like it's too much, I don't know if you can see it, but it's too much drag on it. While like silicone, I feel like will bend a bit easier. So I want to order some, but they're also not super cheap. And man, I didn't like that.
Couple of questions in chat. Egan, I don't know that there's anything set out for exactly what's needed for the Mellow 330 kit as far as printed parts. Your best bet is going to be to look at the docs.vzbot.org documentation. And at the GitHub, I don't know. I'm not familiar enough with it to tell you one way or another. For chains, wire type for chains, you want something slick. So you want PTFE or Hefluon or FEP.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of. I bought this from KB3D. This stuff is awesome. It is actually Luke, Digital Dragon, was the one that recommended this stuff. Lineo.
Yeah, that's all fab.
You can see it. This stuff works really well. I've also bought some cheap stuff from AliExpress. That's just, I think, PTFE wire. That works fine. I use it a lot, but like this is the good stuff. It's a little more premium, but you can get this from KB3D. He's got it.
Yeah, the Lineo stuff is nice, for sure.
Yeah, I got like a bigger one that's thinner. This is like for limit switches and stuff because even ironically, my switch wire, the power supply or the power cable for the bed tore through, and that was using whatever LDO had in their kit. So I don't know if it just wasn't the right stuff or it just was too tight in there. But after I saw that, I made sure that I'm only using the right wire when doing cable chains. So I ordered 2 of the silicone USB cables with my pen. Nice. Yeah, I should have ordered the USB silicone cables. It was kind of an impulse purchase. You guys were talking about soldering irons in chat one day, and I afterwards watched like 2 videos and was like, I need it, and I ordered it. So I didn't do. Normally I do a lot of research on things, but I just wanted a small, and I'm happy I did because my one of my irons crapped out shortly after, and I need to open it up and see if I can find where the issue is, but I'm pretty happy with it.
The original V2.4 bomb, or much of the Voron stuff, did have silicone wires in it. We've changed it. If anything's remaining there, let us know, but we've tried to get rid of all the silicone listings.
Is ERCF reliable? I would say from the people I've talked to, it takes a lot, like any, pretty much like
any of them.
Yeah, like any multi-material system that's not a closed source system, it's going to take a fair bit of calibration for your specific set of hardware. I know Scott from, not Edge of 3D. Yeah, that's right, Edge of 3D. Scott from Edge of 3D has a ERCF on his Mercury 1.1, and he has had really consistent results with it, but I think it took a while to get to that point. So, yes, I generally, I've talked to a lot of people about and have used a fair bit of multi-materials a little bit over the years, and the only one that I've used that's been consistently reliable is the AMS, but that's a locked-in thing with Bamboo, and that's also why if you control all the variables, it's a lot easier to to do things a certain way versus like, hey, this has to work with a different tool head or a different extruder, you know, like it changes things up. So I do think that the process to get from A to Z is quite tinkery, but I do think that if you spend the time, you could probably get fairly good results in the end. Does that sound right, Steve, based off what?
Yeah. It's all about the effort you put into it. It's going to directly relate or be proportional to the success you get from it.
Yep. He gave the Mercs away at Merc? No way. Why? Why? Dude, I thought those are his babies. What do you think about the ProForge 4 for a 4 material system? Isn't the ProForge 4 a tool changer? The one that was a Kickstarter from the UK company? It looks awesome, and I hope they actually, they seem legit, and I was very tempted to back it if it's what I'm thinking of. It's running Clipper, it's a 4-tool changer. It looks rad. I don't know though, until they're out publicly or like people that have backed it get them, it's hard to say, but it looks promising. Lots of things are promising. And yeah, it's a cool, let me show it real quick, Steve. And then we're gonna call this shortly, like very, very shortly, because ProForge.
Just in 3D, if it's working, I wouldn't worry about it. It's just something, if you start having weird problems, that's somewhere I would look.
This is oh, it's US. No, is it US? No, those are pounds, UK. This is the tool head. So it's running Clipper. It looks pretty rad. I follow them on Twitter, so I've been watching the development on it as far as like the tool changing. They just showed off recently the like machined parts that they got back in, which is like the latest version of their tool changing, but it looks pretty cool. I mean, again, it's Clipper. I've seen them talking with a few other people in the community that, like the company, Steve, that sent us the cameras, or that we did the cameras for the IDEX calibration.
Oh yeah.
They partnered up with them. Yeah, okay. So they're partnering up with them to provide. I think it's going to come with the camera as part of their Kickstarter thing. So like they're at least communicating. They seem fairly legit the way they're interacting with the community. But I'm always a little bit hesitant with Kickstarter stuff. Yeah. And again, until I see like a handful of people that are testing them, or I've had firsthand experience, it's hard to say definitively. But I will say again, from what I'm seeing, it looks promising.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
But yeah. So okay, I think on that note, we probably should.
We're good.
I'm feeling like my butt needs to hit the couch here, and I need to chill for a bit. So thank you to everybody for hanging out. All of the likes, the comments, the donations, the members. Thank you to Mellow and Print3d Shop for providing the kits one more time. If you're interested in finding out about these kits, links will be down below in the description. I just touched my glasses, now I have a fingerprint on them. Congratulations to our 2 winners. Also, I'm sure Simon will watch it later, but thank you very much for allowing us to give away a Goliath. That is super freaking cool. And we didn't mention it as many times today because we're in the 6th stream, and I think we've said the same thing so many times, but for anyone that isn't aware, and there was at least a couple that said it was their first time in the stream hanging out, we are going to be continuing Sunday over on Steve's channel. So we do Sundays on Steve's, and that's at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. There's a link in the description, and we will have the thing scheduled, I would say, by some point tomorrow, so that way you can hit reminder if you want to get a notification. And we will be continuing wiring, hopefully doing toolhead, and yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Lots of wiring. Yeah, it'll be interesting how far we can get.
I'm curious to see. I mean, now knowing where we got today, basically it's picking up with the things we want to do, which is end stops, it's extruder, end stops, steppers, and then jumping over to toolhead. I mean, we will absolutely be jumping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So it's gonna be rad. But thank you. Is there anything I'm forgetting, Steve? Other than that, is there anything?
Gifted. You got a lot of gifted memberships today. A lot of new members.
Yeah. Thank you to everyone for supporting the channel, supporting the stream. It absolutely helps out a ton, and it's greatly appreciated. So hopefully we'll see you guys on Sunday over on Steve's, and yeah, we'll be more energetic at that point. So
awesome.
All right, have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye, everyone.
Bye.